Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, home of the authentic fan. Tonight with the roof closed once again in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's two of the best teams in baseball, the Giants and the Brewers, for the middle game of this three-game weekend series. Brewers have taken the field, so that means it's just about time for baseball. Giants lineup brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers, and it is, in fact, the same lineup that the Giants ran out there last night. That hasn't happened very often this season. Brandon Belt, first home run since mid-June, 150th of his Giants career last night, and he got those two left-handed hitters, Dickerson and LaStella, at the bottom of the lineup with Aaron Sanchez on the mound and batting ninth. And it just doesn't get a whole lot easier tonight, does it, Sean, with Brandon Woodruff on the mound?
It's another good one. Brandon Woodruff, 29-year-old hard-throwing right-hander, two-time All-Star. He's making his 22nd start of the season. See the number 7 and 6, the low 2.26 ERA. Strikeouts per inning pitch stand out, 152 strikeouts and 131 innings pitched. And lefties and righties don't have a whole lot of success against them, both batting under 200. And here's what he's going to feature today against the Giants lineup. You're going to see a four-seam, two-seam fastball throw about 65% of the time. He mixes that up with a curveball, changeup, and slider. More curveballs to righties, more changeups to lefties.
Our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and he is in fact in the top 3 in earned run average in the National League. Of course, the Brewers' 3 top starters are in the top 5 in the National League in ERA. It's a team that's been built around starting pitching, and now it's a deeper Milwaukee lineup with some of the additions they've made as the season has gone on. Willie Adames, Rowdy Tellez has been doing a good job recently. Eduardo Escobar in the lineup again for the Brewers. It's just a really good team. So here we go. Giants against the Brewers. First pitch to Lamont Wade Jr. and a fastball fouled out of play to get the ball game started.
Well, we see the game plan already. Attack that fastball early in the count. I think it's a good game plan. Woodruff throws a lot of strikes, 72% strike rate, and he throws hard and he throws a lot of fastballs, so got to be ready for that pitch.
First pitch of the game, and look at that, we got a souvenir. Lamont was on base 2 times last night, 97 in.
And I mentioned he throws a lot of fastballs, but they are 2 different types of fastballs. You saw the 4-seamer there at 97. He also has a 2-seam fastball that he throws 95, 96. Has a little bit more movement.
That one just off the inside part of the plate. Funny, they announced the game time temperature 78 degrees inside the ballpark with the roof closed. It's 75 degrees outside. It's hotter in than out, and it's very muggy in Milwaukee, so I think it feels warmer than that.
Open up some windows.
Yeah, there's that changeup. 2-2.
Yeah, and he's got that one too to make things a little bit more unfair. Throws 97 and then backs that up with the changeup. 82.
So Wade, who's done an excellent job as the Giants leadoff hitter, takes that one right there. 98, strike 3.
Let's check out the defense for the Milwaukee Brewers today. From left to right, we have Tyrone Taylor, Lorenzo Cain, the Gold Glover in center field, and VCL Garcia around the infield from third to first. Eduardo Escobar, Willie Adames, Colton Wong, Rowdy Tellez, and then doing the catching tonight for the Brewers, Manny Pena.
Those big panels are open, so they're getting a little circulation inside the ballpark. Used to be called Miller Park, now American Family Field. Brandon Belt fouled that one. I got a piece of the catcher, Pena, right off the side of his mask.
That'll rattle the cage a little bit. 97 mile-an-hour fastballs, fouled straight back.
Last night we saw him close those panels because there were big storms that passed through as the game was in the early innings. And there's a possibility of storms in Milwaukee again tonight. Off the outside with a changeup to Belt. The home plate umpire for tonight's game, Hunter Wendelstedt, veteran, been around a long time. Ron Culpa is the crew chief. He's at first. Tony Randazzo, Quinn Wolcott. Strike two.
Well, he does throw hard, throws a lot of fastballs, but he also commands the fastball, and we've seen that already. He stayed out of the middle of the plate, with the exception of strike three to Lamont Wade Jr., which was right down the heart of the plate. But he lives on the corners with good stuff. That's why he's an all-star, having a tremendous year.
1-2 to Belt. Brandon checked his swing. 99, no swing, says Quinn Wolcott.
Good take right there. 2-strike, fastball up. Right at the top part of the zone, and Brandon Belt did a nice job of laying off that pitch.
Hunter Wendelstedt by the book. If you look at the umpire heat maps, a little more likely to call the high strike than give on the corners. 2-2. Belt hits that one with the defense shifted. Not an easy play for Adames, but he makes the play. Nicely done. And of course, Brandon Belt with his knee injury, not like Brandon's a speedster, but not running at 100%. 2 down.
Yeah, Adames talking right now about the spin on the ball. Gets in on Brandon Belt. He shoots it the other way. The ball just kept spinning away from Willie Adames like a cue ball. Makes it a little bit tougher play than he thought off the bat. Does a nice job of getting to that ball and making a nice strong throw across his body, and Tellez with the scoop.
2 outs. Belt retired. Buster Posey comes up now. It's really amazing how Brandon Woodruff, he's been established for a couple years now, but the weirdness of the schedule, and especially last year, this is the first time Brandon Woodruff has ever started against the Giants. He's only made 1 appearance against them, and it came 3 years ago, and he got 1 out of the bullpen.
He started out of the bullpen his career, and then he was a starter in the minor leagues, and now they have him and Burns both back in the rotation.
Posey, that low fastball, quickly behind in the count. 0-2.
I think that was the plan for the Brewers originally when they both came up in 18. They had an established rotation already, and they became very valuable out of the bullpen. And we saw them on display in the playoffs against the Dodgers. They were filthy, but the intention was to move them into the rotation the next season.
0-2 to Posey. Buster strikes out on a high fastball, and Brandon Woodruff with a powerful beginning to this game. Giants go down quietly. Aaron Sanchez to the mound for the bottom of the first.
Baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. With 10 hybrids to choose from, there's one for everyone. Toyota, let's go places. By Heffernan Insurance, because you're different. By Xfinity. Experience a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Xfinity X5. Can your internet do that? And by Nextiva. When you need business communications for the office, the home office, and everywhere in between, choose Nextiva.
Well, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, first time for the Giants in Milwaukee in the last couple years. And the Brewers lineup brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers as the Brewers come up against Aaron Sanchez, Wong, Adames, Escobar, Garcia, Tellez. From Elk Grove, Northern California, they have just been red hot lately. Taylor, Kane, Pena, and then Woodruff, the pitcher, in that number 9 spot. And it is, we're calling it a bullpen game, but Aaron Sanchez, the right-hander, Sean, is equipped to take the Giants at least into the middle innings. He should have a good number of pitches in that right arm.
Yeah, he threw 60 in his last appearance, making a spot start tonight after pitching out of the bullpen a couple times since coming off the IL. We'll see what type of length that he gets with Gabe Kapler. Probably just depends on how well he's throwing the ball.
Colton Wong, the leadoff hitter for the Brewers, longtime Cardinals second baseman. Wong, who's an excellent defensive player, and he's having a solid offensive year, hitting .291. He's got some power. He's been hurt several different times.
Well, we're going to see from Sanchez tonight those 2-seam fastball, changeup, curveball, occasional 4-seamer, but he's going to rely on movement, trying to keep the ball on the ground to get his outs.
Curveball there, misses.
Here is Aaron Sanchez's pitch usage. Like I mentioned, the sinker and 4-seamer he's going to throw about 40-50% of the time, and then the curveball changeup he'll mix in throws the curveball more than the changeup. We just saw his first curveball of the game. Throw it more to right-handed batters. He'll use that changeup against lefties.
That's StatCast 3D on 3-1. Wong to Dickerson for out number 1.
Here's Giants defense presented by Geico. From left to right, Alex Dickerson, Mike Yastrzemski, and Lamont Wade Jr. around the infield. We have Chris Bryant at third base, Brandon Crawford, Tommy La Stella, Brandon Belt doing the catching tonight for Gabe Kapler's Giants will be Buster Posey.
And it's great to have Mike Yastrzemski out in center field. That's a big story for me in this game, in that he came out of that collision with the outfield wall yesterday's game doing okay. Big curve for a strike to Willy Adames.
Yeah, that is very encouraging. We talked to Randy Wynn after the game, and he's played a lot of outfield in his career, and he said he's run into a few walls, and it's usually the next day they get you.
Curveball pulled foul. And we're not there, so we didn't have a chance to speak with Mike today before the game, but Gabe Kapler told us that Yastrzemski was almost stunned more than hurt. Kind of had the wind knocked out of him, so it didn't look great when he first hit that wall, but he told the Giants it wasn't so much pain. 0-2, a little check swing comebacker. Sanchez will flip the ball to first, 2 down. And this is the play we're talking about. It was an amazing catch, but a very violent collision with that rock hard wall in center field.
Yeah, first game in center field in a while, and that's what you get right there. You love to see it if you're pitching on the mound. Logan Webb last night loved it, but you just hope he gets up, and he did. Stayed in the game. The left elbow probably hurt more than, or the right elbow probably hurt more than the left elbow. He had the scrape on there, but nice to see him back in the lineup tonight, back in center field.
2 down. Eduardo Escobar against Sanchez. Takes a ball. Anyway, it was almost like the wind was knocked out of him briefly instead of an injury or a lot of pain, which is just a great relief for everybody. He's back out there in center field tonight, and if you missed the news, the Giants made a move. They felt like they needed another arm, and you can understand why. So Zach Littell is on the active roster for this game, and Steven Duggar was optioned down to AAA. That one got Hunter Wendelstedt. Hopefully he's all right.
Oh yeah, he's tough.
So the Giants are without a guy who's played a lot of innings in center field. Between Slater, Yastrzemski, and Chris Bryant, that's how the Giants are going to cover center field without Steven Duggar on the active roster. 3-1. You know, he only threw a handful of changeups in that outing you were referencing last time out against the Diamondbacks. He didn't throw a single one for a strike. I mean, early in the year, that was a big pitch for him, an important pitch for him.
He's going to need it tonight.
Fastball, 3-2.
Yeah, the goal for him tonight is just is to try to keep Milwaukee off the board for as long as he can, and the way he's going to have to do that is he's going to have to change speeds. He's going to have to live on the corners. He's going to have to live on his movement, and he's got to have to work ahead in the count.
He challenged Escobar there. Yastrzemski's going to watch it, and it is off the bottom of the wall. One hop. Yastrzemski will play the carom. Into second with a 2-out double, Eduardo Escobar.
Well, he got into a favorable count. Sanchez got behind 3-1, made a nice 3-1 pitch, but 3-2 threw it in the exact same spot. Escobar did a nice job of just serving it the other way. Hit the ball where it's pitched, and we saw last night how the ball was jumping out to left field. Thought maybe off the bat it had a shot based on what we saw last night, but ball not carrying as well tonight, maybe because the panels are open out in the outfield.
First hit of the game on either side. It's an extra base hit, and it gives Avisail Garcia a chance. He homered. Giants and Brewers went to extra innings last night. It was a really tight, tense game, 1-1. The only run before extra innings for Milwaukee was a home run by this guy. Fastball, strike one.
On a pitch that we didn't expect anybody to hit a home run on. Logan Webb made a nice pitch on a slider down and away. Wasn't even a strike. Garcia was fooled. Kind of one-armed it out of the ballpark. Showed off his strength. He's got 19 home runs on the year.
Leads the Brewers in home runs, runs batted in. He's having a really good year. Hits that one. A diving stop by Bryant, who will throw him out with some help by Belt.
Wow.
What a great play by Chris Bryant, who's coming up second in the second inning. 0-0 game in Milwaukee.
On NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Pacifico Beer. Born in Baja and loved in the Bay. Pacifico Beer. Please drink responsibly.
It's looking a little soupy through those big panels outside the ballpark in Milwaukee. A humid night for game 2 of the 3-game series. Giants Brewers. Chris Bryant, a heck of a defensive play to help the Giants navigate through the first inning. So now in the second, Crawford against Brandon Woodruff. Brandon against that first pitch fastball, fouled it off.
Well, that's going to be your best shot against Woodruff. From what we saw in the first inning, he's got everything working tonight.
If you were looking for a little encouraging sign that maybe Woodruff wasn't as sharp, don't go back and rewatch that first inning.
Yeah, you didn't get it.
He looked awesome. There. That pitch was totally wasted. See?
Worst pitch of the night so far. Remember that. Number 15, he threw a bad pitch.
Craig Counsell got his 500th win as the Brewers manager last night. He's done a great job. Crawford yanks that one down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Into the corner. Foul. Okay, well.
Looked fair to us.
It totally was out of our view, and we never saw the umpire, so the way Garcia was going after it, he thought it was fair, but definitely foul.
Yeah, when he didn't make a play on that ball, I was thinking Crawford's going to be standing on third. Obviously, he knew more than we did. You can't see it.
Just a little too much hook on it. It's 1-2. That one jammed him. That is a fair ball. Tellez made the play. Chris Bryant will come up now. This is the play he made defensively, Sean, to end the first.
Yeah, tremendous play going to his left. Potentially saving a run. It looked like Crawford may have gotten over there, but he only been there enough to knock it down and keep it in the infield. But that was the one shot they had at getting the out. Was Bryant leaving his feet, coming up, making a nice throw. And it's really nice having Brandon Belt over there at first base. You can pretty much throw it anywhere and usually have positive results.
It's true. Sometimes you take Brandon Belt's defense for granted. It makes it easier to be an infielder. But Bryant, look at that movement on that pitch. Just a perfect slider.
Yeah, so you go up there thinking first pitch fastball, and he'll just throw a wrinkle in it. We saw it all night with Burns, steal and strike one, sometimes with curveball. Tip your cap at that point.
Setting up outside again against Bryant. Missing. At 98, it's 1-1. Brewers, that's where the target's been, and they know Chris Bryant very well. They have faced him a lot over the last many years in the National League Central, and it seems like they've been hesitant to put that target in. There they set up inside. Bryant on the ground, spinning play. Escobar pulled out of the dirt by Tellez.
Wow, what a play by Tellez. We just mentioned how well Brandon Belt does on scooping the baseball. Tellez not known for the defense. Escobar makes a nice play, cuts off the ball, spins and throws a dart. This is one of those tweener hops. It's even more difficult to scoop. The short hops are much easier. Tellez with the backhand scoop. Great play. Stays on the bag. Both teams flashing the leather early in this game.
Chris Bryant puts pressure on the defense too. He's got speed. 2 outs, 5 in a row retired by Brandon Woodruff to start this game. Mike Yastrzemski stands in now. Strike one.
We mentioned having a solid first baseman over there, and Belt, and then Tellez with that play. Anthony Rizzo, one of the best at first base, got to New York this year and Rougned Odor playing third base has some trouble throwing the ball at times, and Rizzo said, throw it anywhere in my vicinity, I will catch the ball. And as a whole infield, that helps you relax knowing that you have a guy at first base.
0-2.
That can make those tough plays.
Brandon Woodruff's had great defensive support. The Brewers are one of the best defensive teams in baseball, and he in particular has had airtight defense behind him. So you combine his stuff and the defense they played behind him, very tough. 0-2. Took the curve.
Yeah, I think I've heard that before. Pitching and defense go hand in hand. But it's so true. I mean, it helps if you're a strikeout pitcher. You can overcome some poor defense. But when you get solid defense behind you and you're a strikeout pitcher with good stuff, it's a tough combination for the opposition.
Yastrzemski goes down swinging. 97-mile-an-hour fastball there. That's the third strikeout for Woodruff. A 0-0 ball game.
Giants baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by the Cheesesteak Shop. Nominate your hometown hero and the Cheesesteak Shop will do them right.
From American Family Field in Milwaukee, Giants Brewers, two best records in the National League. And Rowdy Tellez, the Northern California native who's just been red hot, was the hero last night against Aaron Sanchez. He had the walk-off hit, his first career walk-off hit.
Yeah, he's become a little bit of a cult hero already in Milwaukee.
Well, he really was not playing very well this year for the Blue Jays. He's come to the Brewers and been a totally different player. Crawford lining this one up and finally gets called off by Alex Dickerson. So one out, bases empty. The MLB Ballpark app completes your next visit to Oracle Park. Buy and manage game tickets. Play Quick Pick presented by Coors Light. Access exclusive content. Much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Two nights in a row where there's some orange and black in the stands in Milwaukee. Big crowds all weekend long. Good crowd last night. Nice crowd tonight. A couple Giants fans sitting right behind home plate tonight. Curveball for strike one. Got the beads on. Got the hair colored. Now the text messages will start coming in here soon.
He's scrolling. Scrolling, blows it up. You can see it.
Another good curveball.
Yeah, that's a big pitch for him tonight. Get that established. Put that in the back of the hitter's mind. It's a good curveball, especially when he has a feel for it. Got a lot of break to it, a lot of depth to it. Gets guys off of his fastball.
Two and two to Taylor. Christian Yelich is active on the roster tonight. Brewers announced that maybe a couple hours before the game. Adrian Hauser went on the COVID list. Brewers have had huge COVID issues. Yelich has been on the COVID list for days and days, but he's back tonight. But Taylor still in the lineup. I would imagine we'll see Christian Yelich in there tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say.
Those are the players currently on that COVID injured list. Cousins, Gustave, Josh Hader, the all-star closer, Hira, Hauser, Lauer, good starting pitcher, and former Giant Hunter Strickland. Yelich comes off today. Two-two. Missed very high with that fastball. Johnny Cueto's on the mound tomorrow for the Giants.
Well, we're hoping that he's pitching for a series win, but you got to win tonight. The Giants have done a really good job this year of winning series.
3-2 to Taylor. That fastball lined into right center. I think that's the right approach against Taylor. You got to make him earn his way on base.
Hey, Giants fans, Xfinity Mobile delivers fast nationwide 5G on the most reliable network. Save on your wireless bill with Xfinity Mobile.
So now Lorenzo Cain comes up. Second hit for the Brewers. 2 times in this game, Sean, we've seen Aaron Sanchez get himself into a count where he basically had to throw a strike, and the Brewers have taken advantage of it.
Yeah, he's much better, as are most pitchers, when you don't have just dominant stuff. You got to work ahead in the count. You got to keep the hitters guessing. When you get in hitter counts and they get a fastball, a lot of times they're going to do some damage with it. So that's another thing we got to keep an eye on with Aaron Sanchez in this game, is working ahead in the count, strike one, being able to throw strikes with all 3 of his pitches.
Lorenzo Cain's been a great career for him. He's only played 40 games this year. Not been quite the same player.
No, but he can run it down still in the outfield. Not quite the hitter that he used to be, but he's still a tough out. Tough guy to double up, and Aaron Sanchez trying to pitch for the double play right here, and that's when he's on, he's getting a lot of ground balls.
That one on the ground, but foul. We saw Cain. He was running pretty well last night.
Yeah, he can still scoot. As you get older, obviously you get some leg injuries and it slows you down a little bit, but he's healthy right now. He's getting down the line pretty well.
Gabe Kapler looking for Aaron Sanchez just to help keep this Giants team in the ball game. Doesn't have to be a hero tonight. Pitch 7 shutout innings, anything like that. Just get him through the lineup a time or maybe 2. That one bounced up the middle. Crawford dives, scooped with his glove. LaStella dropped it. I don't know that it would have been out anyway, but it might have been. What a great effort by Crawford. And I don't know what happened to Tommy LaStella.
Looks like he just whiffed on it. I mean, it hit off the. We'll get a better sense of what happened on the replay, but Crawford made an unbelievable play up the middle, diving, and at that point you thought no chance to get the out, keep it in the infield and pitch for the double play now. But then he thought maybe he's got a shot. Let's see. Just a great flip. I think he's safe anyway, but looks like Tommy LaStella just either wasn't ready for it or something. I'm not quite sure there.
Aaron Sanchez almost looked like he was just letting it go by. If he could have fielded that might have been a double play. So anyway, just a little bouncer. 2 on, 1 out for the 8th place hitter Pena. And that's ball 1. Well, you got the pitcher Woodruff on deck.
Woodruff's not an out either. You can swing it a little bit. Yet, you know, you'd rather face the pitcher than Pena, but I think you pitch for the ground ball and try to have the pitcher lead off in the 3rd.
Pena's got power. He doesn't have a lot of hits this year.
Yeah, his overall numbers aren't good this year, but he has been better as of late. In his last 6 games, he's hitting over 300 with a couple home runs, so he's picked it up a little bit in the last week, or at least when he's getting the opportunity to play. Narvaez is their primary catcher.
2 on, 1 out. Speed on the bases for Milwaukee. It's a good looking uniform.
Yeah, and they have record by uniforms, and they're at their best in their pinstripes this year.
Look good, feel good.
But it is a good looking uni.
It's a great logo. First time anybody ever pointed out to me that logo on the helmet is an M and a B. I had gone way too long not realizing that.
Just like it looks like a ball and a mitt. Yeah.
Fastball right there. Good pitch.
Yeah, that's a perfect pitch. There's a paint ball in the outside corner. Pena swings at that. All he's going to do is hit it in the ground. This is what he's trying to avoid. Taking a look at Taylor back there.
Giants have the bullpen going. And look, it's not a shock. Gabe Kapler wants to give his team a chance to win this game. He's not going to just leave Aaron Sanchez out there if he's not sharp. Way outside.
Yeah, that wasn't a very competitive 2-strike pitch right there. Pena at no point was going to swing at that. Yeah, Cap realizes that it's going to be tough scoring runs off of Woodruff, and so he's going to be very careful about how long he lets Sanchez go in this game.
Bullpen's tired. It's worked hard. Giant starters have not consistently gone deep into games since the All-Star break. However, Giants feel like they have the coverage tonight. Jay Jackson, Zach Littell, Alvarez, Tony Watson, or even a short start from Aaron Sanchez. They can cover innings tonight. I would imagine Colton Wong, the leadoff hitter, left-handed hitter, if the inning gets to him, that's what Gabe Kapler at least is preparing for.
Yep. They do have the off day on Monday, but if you do have to use your bullpen tonight, then you're exposed tomorrow, and you really are relying on Johnny Cueto to go deep in the game, because you also have a day game after a night game. So it's not ideal.
Saw Zach Littell out there with the team on the ground toward third. Backhanded by Bryant. He'll get the out there. And it was a foul ball. So it was a foul ball. Again, our apologies. We're not there. So if we can't see the umpire, you could tell by Bryant's body language that he heard Quinn Wolcott make that call. Close.
That is so close. It's where it crosses the bag, obviously, not where it ends up.
At the moment it passes the bag, is it on the fair or foul side of the bag after it's hit the dirt beforehand? And that's your call. And Quinn Wolcott had a better look than anybody.
Yep, he was right down the line. It did hit the chalk before it hit the bag, but
2-2. Pop up. See if that's playable. Belt in foul ground. They'll call the infield fly. Now is a foul ball, but he made the catch. 2 down.
A big out. Big second out of this inning. You get the pitcher now, although you still got to go to work. The Woodruff's not having a great year at the plate. He still has. He can still swing it. He's a career 188 hitter. This year only hitting .079, as we see right there.
He's slumping.
He is in a slump. You want to keep him in that slump.
Well, there's no doubt that Aaron Sanchez is going to treat him like a cleanup hitter here. With 2 on and 2 out, you got to pitch him. You can't walk him, but you got to pitch him tough.
I mean, it could be his last hitter, too.
Could be. Seeing a little bit of that velocity dip now. Not dramatically, but he was throwing 91, 92 at the start of the game with that fastball.
He's 40 pitches in. We're only in the second inning. It's too many pitches, but he did throw 60 in 3 innings against Arizona. So
on the ground and a fair ball. Belt's got it, and he'll take it to the bag himself for out number 3. So good job by Sanchez to work around those 2 hits. A 0-0 game. 0-0 game. Top of the 3rd in Milwaukee. It's time for our drive of the game, brought to you by Ram, and we're going to take you back to this date in 2007. History made in San Francisco with Barry Bonds at the plate. Dwayne Kuiper with the call.
And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 11:56. Bonds stands alone. He is on top of the all-time home run list.
Off the Nationals, Mike Bassick, 14 years ago today. Hard to believe it's been 14 years, a night that we'll never forget. Randy Wynn was making us laugh. Dave Fleming, Sean Estes with you here on the TV side. Randy's doing our radio broadcast tonight. He was talking to us before the game because he was hitting in the lineup ahead of Bonds in that game and most nights for that 2007 Giants team. And he made it out right before that home run, and he was so ticked at himself he went back in the dugout and his shoulders were slumped and he was staring down at the floor and he missed the home run.
Yeah, he said he was hoping the night before. He said he was on base 5 times, and every time he was on base he was thinking like how great that would be for Barry to hit the home run, and he'd be waiting a home plate for him and he'd be part of history forever. And it didn't happen, and the next night he couldn't get on base, and that's when it happened, and he didn't even get to see it.
Mike Bassick was such a good sport about that too. He was, you know, a part of history on the wrong end from a pitcher's perspective, but did not shy away from talking about it and seemed genuinely thrilled, even though he gave up the home run, to be a part of history. And he challenged Barry Bonds. You know, there were some pitchers around that time who just did not want to be the guy to give up that home run. And Mike Bassick, sort of in the spirit of sportsmanship, he was like, I'm pitching to him.
Love it. Someone had to.
Yeah.
It was going to happen eventually.
Alex Dickerson against that curveball, strike 2 swinging. I think the Giants would love for Alex to back up the series he had in Arizona with some production here in Milwaukee. Easier said than done against the pitchers the Giants are seeing. He went 0 for 4 last night, just to kind of help him build some confidence. Strike 3 with the high fastball.
Well, nobody's going to make contact with that pitch. 97 above the strike zone. All you can do is do your best to lay off that pitch. It's just so difficult if you're a hitter. It looks good up there. You're not sure if it's a strike or not. You have to off-route it. Just very difficult pitch to even foul off. 3-pitch strikeout.
Giants still looking for their first base runner against Brandon Woodruff. Tommy La Stella hitting 8th in this Giants lineup. You got the pitcher due up next, and Aaron Sanchez got through that little problem in the second inning, and so he's in the on-deck circle. Giants going to leave him in the game. Strike 1 to La Stella. That was kind of the point we were making with Gabe Kapler. Look, he's willing to be aggressive tonight in how he manages this game, but he also wants Aaron Sanchez to give him as many outs as he can. Strike 2.
Just quality. Both sides of the plate. He missed with first pitch to La Stella, and that was his first at bat of the game where he didn't throw a first pitch strike. He's just been pumping strikes, but I always say that if you throw a strike with one of your first 2 pitches, you're in good shape. He backed it up with a strike.
Now it's 1-2. Change up missed away. Tommy La Stella missed almost 80 games on the injured list with a couple different injuries. Just back this week. And he has had a good idea, a good understanding coming back off the injured list of the strike zone. He's seeing the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he sure is. He mentioned in his rehab that he finally felt comfortable in a 2-strike situation. You don't hear many guys talk about that, talking about getting the rhythm, their timing back, but he was like, no, I felt good. Finally, it felt good with 2 strikes. Felt more calm and relaxed in the box.
Got challenged to 3-2 and fouled it off.
People wonder what I'm talking about. There's a 2-strike approach, especially a guy like him, where you don't get antsy with 2 strikes. You still are able to stay calm, relaxed, and see the ball, see it deep in the zone, and still feel comfortable getting a swing off. You saw he took a really good 2-2 strike just off the corner, fouled off a 3-2 pitch.
They set the target in. That one out over the plate. LaStella out to left. Taylor for out number 2. With Sanchez coming up. A brief message from Pacifico. Two down. Sanchez hits for himself. He's never had a hit.
Well, this would be a good time for his first.
He has a swing where he makes you think someday he is going to get a hit. I mean, he takes a cut.
Yeah, he's got a clue in there. Doesn't completely look like a terrible hitting pitcher based on the swing. You'd expect with that swing he'd have a hit by now, but it's going to be a tough one to hit even if you do swing at it.
Yeah.
Got a little bail to him though. Watch the front foot. He steps a little bit toward, they call that stepping in the bucket. Not completely confident in the box. And then you got a guy throwing 97 from the right side. Many guys are comfortable.
No chance against that one. Brandon Woodruff, first time through, no base runners, 5 strikeouts. A scoreless game in Milwaukee.
Giants baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. With 10 hybrids to choose from, there's one for everyone. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, the Painter's Paint Store. And by Ram, the first truck brand to win Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 years straight. Visit ram.com today.
The 415 is a hit. The new membership and seating section at Oracle Park is open to rave reviews. Membership includes a set of 10 vouchers redeemable for tickets in the 415 supporter section. Exclusive gifts, game day food, and local beer specials, and members-only live events such as an Orange Friday watch party for you and a guest at Oracle Park on August 20th. Become a founding member at sfgiants.com/the415.
You might have a chance to meet the the Red Rhino, who I think he could sport that T-shirt.
I'd expect a Brewer fan to be wearing that, not a Giant fan.
Well, he is definitely a Wisconsinner, or else a tourist to watch his Giants who just love the T-shirt. But body by cheese. We see a lot of those bodies when we go to Milwaukee. It's a great town. Great sports town. They got a good baseball team this year. Aaron Sanchez got the call, the little wraparound breaking ball to start the 3rd inning with the top of the order coming up for the 2nd time now against the Giants right-hander. Hasn't been quite as stress-free for Sanchez as it has been for Brandon Woodruff.
No, but we kind of expected that. Woodruff can be absolutely dominant, and we're seeing that dominance tonight so far. But keep putting zeros up, see what happens.
2-1. It's tough for Aaron Sanchez. He's fallen behind in the count a lot, so he's putting himself into some more of these pressure spots against good hitters. Where you got to come up with an almost perfect pitch. Did not get the call there. It's 3-1.
Yeah, mislocation. And a lot of times you won't get the call. Buster Posey's set up on the outside corner. He yanks it over to the inside corner. It's a strike. But when you're not around the plate, like you said, falling behind in the count, you a lot of times don't get the benefit of those close calls.
3-1. That one is hit hard, but foul.
But yeah, when you fall behind in the count, if you're Aaron Sanchez, where you don't have that dominant pitch that you can go to when you want, you have to be perfect. You have to make perfect execution. You can't make mistakes over the heart of the plate. And it makes life a lot more difficult out there.
Another foul ball. Brewers wearing that 44 patch in honor of the late great Henry Aaron, who was only a small part of Brewers history, but such a huge, gigantic figure in Milwaukee baseball history. Beloved there. That's a leadoff walk. That's trouble for Aaron Sanchez with the big boys lining up now.
Yeah, it's not ideal. He's done a nice job the first 2 innings of getting the leadoff batter out. The hits have been with at least an out. But when you're playing with fire, when you walk the leadoff guy of an inning and he's your leadoff hitter and he has speed, and then you got to face the meat coming up.
Jay Jackson's going to get loose. And again, you get some clues as to what Gabe Kapler's thinking based on who warms up. When it was Alvarez, you're thinking, okay, Colton Wong looming, maybe a possibility to match up against him. Jay Jackson probably circling Garcia, although Escobar, who's due up next, a possibility as well. Adames, that one's a fair ball. Inside the bag and down the line, and Colton Wong, as you said, can run. And a speed around third and head home, and that'll put the Brewers on the board 1-0.
I hate to say it, but leadoff walks find a way to score, and they made that happen really fast with the double down the line by Adames. Sanchez made a nice pitch, first pitch on a changeup, got Adames out front, but Adames didn't miss. Check out the pitch. Buster setting up. He wants it down. It's another changeup. Might not have been a changeup. It didn't move. Whatever it was, it just hung up over the middle part of the plate, almost backed up on Sanchez. Adames was ready for it. Pitch up in the zone. That's what you're trying to do some damage with it. Adames didn't miss it with Colton Wong's speed. It's an easy score for the Brewers' first run.
Can't walk the leadoff guy, so the Giants are going to meet on the mound. A Nextiva meeting on the mound. When you need business communications for the office, the home office, and everywhere in between, choose Nextiva. And Eduardo Escobar coming up here, a switch hitter that the Giants usually feel like is a little more dangerous against left-handed pitching than right. They're also checking on Adames. Craig Counsell feeling that right shoulder arm, like something was not right with him.
He's pleading his case to stay in. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. You good? You good?
Willy Adames is one of the most fun players in baseball. I got to know him doing some playoff series when he was with Tampa Bay, and he just at all times, even in pressure moments, he's got a huge smile on his face. Teammates just seem to love being around him.
He has fun out there. You like to see guys that have fun out there, play with a lot of energy.
Gabe Kapler's coming out, so we thought that was a tactic to stall for some time, and he wants Escobar to bat against somebody else. Aaron Sanchez out of this game. So 1-0 Brewers. Giants trying to hang around with Brandon Woodruff on the other side. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Giants baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by WebEx. The future of work is hybrid. WebEx by Cisco.
Well, the Brewers leadoff walk and then a double have jumped ahead in this game 1-0. It's only the bottom of the third. The Giants going to be aggressive with the bullpen. Aaron Sanchez out, and the new pitcher against the heart of the order. No easy task for the right-hander Jay Jackson.
Nope. Jay Jackson on for the 12th time this year, 2-0 with a 4.35. Strikes out 17 in 10 innings. That's pretty good. Right-handed batter's only batting $125, and in his last 2 games, 2 innings pitched, he struck out 6 guys out of the 7 that he's faced.
After a couple rough outings in a row, he's bounced back. Runner at second, nobody out. Strike 1 to Eduardo Escobar. We thought Willy Adames, as we were looking at it during the break, maybe was pointing to his leg, like his hamstring, and perhaps like a cramp in his hamstring. So we'll see if he's got a run, if he looks like he's at full speed. You can see him kind of shaking his legs out.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that. If you're a little tight in the hammy, no sense in being a hero right now if you're Adames.
Fastball, strike 2. Quad.
It was quad. Okay.
It's my quad.
Well, you mentioned it before we went to break, how much he's meant to this team. If you look at the record, they're 45-21 with Willy Adames, and they were 21-23 without. So he means a lot to this club.
Not all him, but he's been a great boost. Escobar got another fastball.
This isn't the Jay Jackson that we've seen since he's been a Giant. We usually see a lot more sliders out of him, but he's been using that fastball a lot more, becoming less predictable with the slider. When he was having those issues a few appearances ago, he was relying too much on the slider. Became predictable, and now he's using the fastball more. Makes that slider even more effective, and it's a good one.
Very high with the fastball there.
He's got a good fastball, and every once in a while it'll get loose, and we saw right there, but he'll rush it up to 95, 96 miles an hour. But the slider is his strikeout pitch. Assuming we'll see it at some point in this at bat.
Another high fastball. Giants have used the high fastball against Eduardo Escobar.
It's a good pitch against him. He has a tough time catching up to that pitch up there, especially when you get it in tight on his hands, that up and in spot. He likes the ball down. He's pretty good at hitting the breaking ball in the zone.
Problem is, if you miss a foot up, he's not going to swing at that one. So 2 big misses. Let's see if Jackson can get it a little closer. 2-2 slider is lined to Belt, who knocked it down. He'll go to first for the out. And Adames had to hold because he thought Belt was going to catch it. Can't risk being doubled off. The Giants get a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, same result. Catches it or not catches it. Or just has to make him work a little bit harder to get the out. A good first out, and like I mentioned with Escobar, he does a pretty good job of hitting that breaking ball in the zone. That's what he got, was that slider there, but fortunately hit right at Brandon Belt. Now against the right-hander Garcia, we'll see a lot more sliders.
Garcia hit the ball. Chris Bryant made an excellent play to rob him of a hit and probably keep a run off the board back in the first inning. Brewers have scored here in the third. Slider, strike 1.
Yep, it's time for the bullpen to go to work now. It'll be a bullpen game from here on out, and they've been good as of late. I can't remember the last time they've given up a run. They've been locked down. Maybe last night. I do remember that.
Foul back out of play. Last night, the run scores against Harlan Garcia in the 10th inning does not go against his earned run average. That automatic runner in extra innings does not count against a pitcher's line in that way. Not an earned run.
Yeah, we'll go with that. They haven't given up an earned run in a while.
They had the incredible performance 2 games ago, Thursday afternoon in Phoenix, allowing the comeback. 6 innings, no hits by the Giants bullpen. 0-2. Fastball. Tonight it'd probably be a little different. In that instance, the Giants went 1 inning at a time. Tonight, we'll see how it goes, but if the Giants get some effective work, I think they'd like for Jay Jackson to get more than 3 outs. They have Tony Watson. They've got Jose Alvarez. They've got Zach Littell, all of whom are equipped tonight to give them more than just 3 outs.
I think that's the hope. If you're Gabe Kapler, that they're efficient enough to where they can go back out for a second inning.
Oh, 2. Slider. That one's playable. Shallow right field. Lamont Wade out there. 2 down. And Adames almost got caught off the base. Adames was, I don't know what he was doing, trying to draw a throw or what, but Wade threw kind of behind him and Crawford almost got him.
He's testing his quad out, making sure that it feels okay, I guess. He's smiling right now like, what am I doing? But Wade, he's got his head up, and Crawford sneaky right there. Yeah, he got caught sleeping. I don't know. Take a look at that. Did he get his arm?
Wow, really close.
Looked like it might have caught some uni, but we're not going to look at it.
Really close. It's almost like Adames didn't know where Crawford was. Well, that would have been a huge out, because now you get this guy up, Rowdy Tellez, who's had so many big hits for the Brewers of late. I mean, they already got the chant for him. He's been here for less than a month. Hits that one well to left field. Dickerson on the edge of the track makes a catch. So Jackson comes in and gets 3 straight outs. The Brewers get just the 1. Top of the order coming up for the Giants. It's time for our plays of the day, brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Giants made 2 really good defensive plays last night. This was the highlight play. Mike Yastrzemski, and thank goodness he survived that collision. Just an awesome catch off the bat of Rowdy Tellez. Then with Tyler Rogers in the game, Chris Bryant, just a smash, got up and threw out Adames. Those count as 2 pretty good ones from last night's game. Our plays of the day brought to you by your California Ford dealers.
And we already saw a similar one in this game.
We did. Chris Bryant again. Curveball for ball 1 to Lamont Wade Jr. This is the second look now for the Giants against Woodruff. Is that going to help?
I hope so. I don't. It's got to get better, right?
It was a pretty dominant first time through the lineup. No base runners, 5 strikeouts
on 37 pitches. So just about 12 pitches an inning. A few 3-pitch strikeouts. Typically with 5 strikeouts in 3 innings, you've thrown a few more pitches than that, but he's been efficient even with his strikeouts.
Off the inside. There's that inside corner. Hunter Wendelstedt is stingy with that. He doesn't call many of those inside pitches strikes. Took the Giants till the 3rd time through last night to get to Corbin Burnes. And by get to, they scored a run against him. That one hit hard. Tellez knocks it down. Fed to Woodruff. 1 out.
Well, some solid contact. That's encouraging. That's a positive.
It's probably the hardest hit ball of the game. Chris Bryant hit a ball pretty hard his first time up. Here's Belt, who homered against Corbin Burnes last night. Home run ball's been so big for the Giants this year, still leading the National League with their 165 home runs. I mean, tonight's lineup, everybody but Tommy La Stella in double figures. But one common theme, Belt didn't like the low strike against the Astros, but more specifically against the Dodgers, now against the Brewers. I mean, you're seeing some of the very best pitching that the league has to offer. Those home run balls are a little harder to come by. Oh, 2.
And they've found ways to win games against tough pitching this year. They haven't necessarily had a lot of success against the tough pitchers, the starting pitchers, but they found a way to pitch with those teams and found a way to scrape out some late runs, and you end up winning those games. But they have to figure out if they're going to be a playoff team, you got to beat the best.
Good take. 1-2. Well, the Giants have pitched so beautifully this year that they have been in a lot of games like this against Buehler, Urias, you name it. And some of the best in the game, and they keep the game close. They get good matchups they like against bullpens late in games. 1-2. Belt hits that one out toward right center field. Kane all the way back, and it is gone. Brandon Belt, second game in a row, and that ties it up 1-1.
Well, we talked about the defense. Nice having Brandon Belt back in the lineup playing first base, but it's even better when you're seeing him leave the ballpark now. Back-to-back games against 2 tough pitchers, and one swing in the bat, we got a tie ball game.
Tell you what, not that he needs it. That's a resume builder. You homer against Burns and Woodruff. Low looked like a changeup to me, and he went down and got it.
He likes that break, or he likes that slow stuff down in the zone. He's always been really good at getting that ball in the air with power. Last night it was the cutter in on his hands he made a nice swing on, and that was a good changeup he knocked out of the park.
So tie game, 13th home run of the year for Brandon Belt.
Woodruff's going to look at that pitch after the game, and he's going to think, that's exactly where I wanted to throw it. He just beat the pitch.
A la Logan Webb last night against Garcia. Posey lines that one, a leaping attempt by Adames, but it's off the top of his glove. Buster Posey's got himself a base hit, and lo and behold, here we are, second time through the lineup. Lamont Wade hit the ball very hard into an out. Belt has a home run. Posey a line drive base hit.
Yep, so second time through, you see Buster goes down and golfs that one. 98-mile-an-hour fastball down just out of the reach of Adames. Almost makes a tremendous play. You got some hops.
Claude looked pretty good.
Looked really good there. Yeah, the bats have been better. The first 3 guys through the in the lineup. Wade hits a ball hard to first. Belt hits one out of the park, and now Buster with the base hit.
That's encouraging. And we don't know how the rest of this game is going to play out, but this is why Gabe Kapler was aggressive early in the game, getting Sanchez out of there. Sanchez was not looking as sharp. He wants to give this offense a chance to win the game. Just the 4th inning. Crawford, a little backdoor slider for a strike.
Well, you had the sense, the way that Woodruff threw the ball the first 3 innings, that you have to keep it close. Check the first, second, and third time through the orders. He's pretty good.
Yes.
I think his best is the second time through the orders. So the Giants, even more impressive what they're doing right now.
I mean, basically no difference.
None.
So basically no penalty. That one is a line drive base hit over the head of Tellez. Posey's going to round second. He'll head for third. Crawford will stop at first. The Giants are set up to go ahead. First and third, one out. Brandon Crawford keeps it going.
And we saw this coming. We talked about it between innings. Not really. But some much better at bats. And for whatever reason, Woodruff going to that changeup a lot more this inning. And he beats another pretty good pitch down. Not a bad pitch if you're Woodruff. Brandon Belt, he's out in front of that pitch, but keeps the bat through the zone long enough to get some barrel on it, keeps it fair. Buster Posey trucking around second, standing up at third. Now you got first and third with an out. Chris Bryant up, chance to get another RBI.
Big test for Chris, because this is a pitcher that has chewed him up in the past. Not good matchup numbers against Chris Bryant, but looking to get that run home from third. Doesn't necessarily take a hit to do it.
Now you're trying to get a ball in the air if you're Chris Bryant. You want to keep it off the ground, stay out of the double play, looking for something up. You can get in the air.
Not up, but not a strike. Ball one.
You mentioned those numbers. Not very good. They weren't good against Burns either, but you're talking about two really good pitchers. But 2 for 20, now 2 for 21 after his last at bat. But the thing that really stands out is 10 strikeouts in those 21 at bats.
Woodruff would love to get a strikeout here. Curveball. Bryant, I don't know if he was looking for it, but he was ready for it. He had a pretty good swing.
Well, I think as a hitter right here, you're trying to get the ball in the air. You know, a sac fly would be huge. So you're looking for a pitch up in the zone. He saw it up. But it was a good curveball, good enough that he swung through it.
The 1-1. Bryant hits that one foul. Fastball with some movement, diving away at 97 miles an hour.
Woodruff doesn't throw a cutter like you saw Burns, who throws an intentional cutter, but some of his fastballs that he does throw away do seem to have almost that cut, almost seem like cut fastballs, because they do have some action away from the right-handed batter. That's just his four-seamer.
Long hold in the dirt. Slider trying to get Bryant to chase. Good save by Pena. You got Buster Posey at third. Not great speed, but great instincts. And he'll get a good read on a ball in the dirt. Giants have come to life here in the fourth inning. Brandon Belt's home run got the game tied. Back-to-back singles by Posey and Crawford. 2-2. Great take.
That's a heck of a take right there. Pena wanted it up. You saw the glove. He was asking for it up.
I think Woodruff is thinking, how in the heck did he not swing at that?
Interesting what he might do here. He'll throw any pitch in any count. That's another thing that makes Woodruff tough. This is not necessarily a fastball situation for him.
3-2. Bryant fouled it off. That was a pitch to hit.
Bryant knows it too. He knows that's the one. It's the one you could have done something with. But what it does is if you face a guy enough, and you've probably seen him in every count, it's almost tough to sit on a fastball because you've seen him throw a slider, you've seen him throw curveballs in this situation. So it's in the back of your mind to where you're just not geared up for that heater.
Mike Yastrzemski waiting on deck. Another 3-2 pitch here to Chris Bryant. They set up in and they missed in. Ball four. Bryant draws the walk. The bases are loaded.
Heck of an at bat. That take just above the strike zone got him that walk.
That's really, really impressive. Body by Cheese was impressed. Here's your old teammate.
Chris Hook. Ex-Giant.
Yeah, Brandon Woodruff, there haven't been a lot of innings like this against him this year.
No, but he's been a little bit more vulnerable here since the All-Star break. He hasn't won a game in a month, and it doesn't mean he hasn't pitched well in some of those games. But he was 0-3 in July with a 3.5, and as dominant as he had been the first 3 months of the season, you know, maybe there's some fatigue going on there. You don't know. He didn't pitch in the All-Star game. He pitched the Sunday before the All-Star game, so much like Kevin Gausman didn't pitch in the game itself, but he went to Colorado and enjoyed the festivities there. But since that, he had a good one afterward, but he's given up 3 in his last 2. So maybe he's a little bit more vulnerable right now. We didn't see it the first 3 innings, but no, we're seeing it now.
Sure has not looked fatigued at all. Until this fourth inning, the Giants just had nothing going against him. Now, 1 run in, bases loaded, 1 out. Mike Yastrzemski with the bases loaded this year, 1 for 5. That one was a very memorable grand slam. in the wild comeback win against the Diamondbacks in San Francisco a couple months ago. In the dirt with a fastball, ball one.
Well, the mentality right here is, as a pitcher, if you're Brandon Woodruff, you got to believe your stuff's good enough. But if you're a hitter and Yastrzemski, you got to believe you got him on the ropes, and you got to make him come to you. Hit your pitch. Look for something you can drive.
1-0. Right through that high fastball. That's how a lot of pitchers attack Yastrzemski. Mike's been a really good fastball hitter this year, but he spent a lot of his last few years as a hitter refining and trying to lay off that pitch. He's done a pretty darn good job of it.
Yeah, when you're a good fastball hitter, you probably feel like you can hit any fastball in any location, but his swing is geared for that pitch down more than it is up. He does a good job of elevating a pitch down.
1-1. On the ground, foul. Well, same spot Chris Bryant was in, behind in the count. Woodruff looking for a strikeout. Bryant put up a great battle and drew the walk.
That's what this Giant lineup does. They seem to really put together good at bats. The more they see a pitcher, it seems like the better they get against him. The more they recognize pitches, they make you work.
Posey, Crawford, Bryant, the runners out there. One out. And a 1-2 count to Mike Yastrzemski. He takes strike three. Nasty curveball, 2 down.
Yaz wasn't looking for that. First time he saw a breaking ball in the hole at bat, it was fastball changeup the whole time, and it was a perfect opportunity for Woodruff to go to that curveball out of the hand. It looks like a ball. Like you said, he's trying to lay off the high fastball. He sees it out of the hand high, so he's thinking, don't swing at it, and then it's just too nasty. Breaks right into the strike zone.
So now Alex Dickerson, who just hit a grand slam a few nights ago in Arizona. Bases loaded, 2 down. Check swing. It glanced off his bat. Foul tip, strike 1.
And that's what that high fastball does for you as a pitcher. It makes the breaking ball better. I mean, that's kind of was the old school pitching 101, was high fastballs and throw the breaking ball off the fastball. Change eye level.
Very high and tight. Look out. Wow.
Watch your lips, Alex Dickerson. If he wasn't awake before that pitch, he is now. That's scary up in there at 97. Trust me, it looks a lot closer than it does right there when you're in the box.
One. Dickerson pops it up. Behind second, who's going to take it? Wong or Adames? Adames has it, out number 3. So the Giants had a chance. Woodruff dug deep, but Brandon Belt did tie the game on that swing. His 13th home run. Lazy Boy broadcast booth. Dave Fleming, Sean Estes, great to have you with us on this Saturday evening. And Sean, look, the Giants wanted more out of that top of the 4th, but they can feel like they're right back in this game.
Yeah, it would have been nice to get that big hit right there, but Woodruff's tough. He bowed his neck in that inning, but, you know, we knew he was going to be good tonight. We didn't know how long Aaron Sanchez was going to go, but Jay Jackson came in, did a nice job eliminating the damage, keeping it to 1 run, and now we got ourselves a tie game with 1 swing of the bat. Brandon Belt, lucky number 13 on the year.
And you don't get that go-ahead run across, and that's disappointing. The Giants have, frankly, just not been a great situational at-bat team. Those runners at third, less than 2 outs, advance a runner type situations. They've used other ways to score their runs this year. But still, you force Brandon Woodruff to work so hard after kind of cruising through the first 3 innings. Who knows? That may pay dividends as the game goes on. But Woodruff made some great pitches there to get through it. Now Taylor against Jackson. Wade, a long run, and he can't get it, and now it's by him. Taylor's gonna sprint around second. The throw goes to nobody, and Taylor ends up at third. A wrong way pop-up essentially turns into a triple.
Off the bat, I thought that was a foul ball for sure, and then we see Wade trying to run it down. He must have had to go a long way. They must have had him toward right center. See the ball in the air. Now Wade's playing a little bit shade toward right center, and then has a long way to go. Just can't get to it. Perfect placement by Taylor. And then when the ball gets by him, you knew he was going to sniff a triple, and then they didn't hit the cutoff man, and it was a guaranteed triple. And now, you know, it makes last inning look even worse, you know, not being able to get that run in. Jay Jackson trying to pitch for the strikeout now.
With Lorenzo Cain up, runner at third, nobody out. Giants got the game tie. Now the Brewers threatening to go back ahead. Slider just inside. You got Alvarez back up in the bullpen. Saw him warming up in the second inning. Slider, strike one swinging.
Good pitch, 1-0. Infield's in for the Giants.
They do that basically any chance they can. Giants bring that infield in aggressively. That's how they play it. Cain hit that one hard to center field. Yastrzemski's got room, but that's plenty deep enough to score the run. So the little pop-up that turns somehow into a triple ends up putting the Brewers back ahead. It's 2-1. Cain sacrifice fly.
Yeah, it is a game of momentum, and Brandon Woodruff got the momentum back with his quality pitching with the bases loaded in the fourth, and the offense rewarded him in the bottom of the fourth. Back on top.
Giants had a chance to get a run without a hit, couldn't do it. Brewers a chance to get a run without a hit. They did it. Not that it's easy against Brandon Woodruff and the stuff that he's got, but
yeah, those are situations too. We're just like, just put the ball in play and see what happens. But you're also, you know, you're in double play mode and the bases loaded too, you know.
And for Jay Jackson, kind of a bad break. He made a good pitch. Taylor hits the bloop that turns into a 3-base hit.
Yeah, that's where this game gets frustrating. You make your pitches and they still find a way to get hits. And Brandon Woodruff could say the same thing about the changeup he threw to Belt, the home run. Webb could say the same thing about the slider he threw to Garcia last night.
Pena to center field. Yastrzemski all the way back, feeling for the wall right in front of 400. Just enough room. Pena thought he had it.
Yeah, his follow through looked like he got that one, but just too high. You saw last night, Yastrzemski had to run to the wall and make the really tough play, but this ball was hit high enough to where it allowed him to get all the way back to the wall, feel the wall, and then make the catch.
It was a little gentler collision with the center field wall tonight.
Yeah, you see Pena's reaction. Oh, I thought I got that one.
I think it was more like yes, just enough room to make that play. Now Woodruff, the pitcher, he got a chance to get through this with only the one run allowed. Backdoored him with the slider. Woodruff got a piece of it. Dickerson makes the call. Inning over. But the triple and the sac fly puts Milwaukee back ahead 2-1.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
It's New York versus San Francisco at Oracle Park. The New York Mets visit the Giants for a 3-game series August 16th through the 18th. The Monday and Tuesday games are 6:45 p.m. first pitches, with a midweek day game at 12:45 p.m. Get tickets to the New York Mets series and all Giants home games at sfgiants.com/tickets.
Look who's at the ballpark tonight. Barrel Man. It ain't easy.
You can do it.
You need some help. Those legs got to be pretty strong. Don't walk off the edge of the dugout, please, Barrel Man. Like nothing ever happened.
That's funny. How's he get through a doorway with the barrel?
That's not easy either.
Any way you turn, you're stuck.
Well, the Brewers have gone back ahead. It's never boring in Milwaukee between the sausage races, the Barrel Man, beer barrel polka. Notice the theme in a lot of this.
Beer and brats?
Yeah. Not the fashion capital of the world, Milwaukee. Brandon Woodruff back to work after the Giants pushed him hard in the 4th inning. They got the one against him on Brandon Belt's home run. They had a chance for more.
Well, they got 26 pitches out of him. You know, they got a run and 26 pitches, so that's encouraging to get the pitch count up. Although if you go to their bullpen, it doesn't get much easier.
Tommy La Stella likely then a pinch hitter after Tommy here in the 5th, with the Giants back down by a run. La Stella made Woodruff throw a bunch of pitches his first time up, worked the count full, but ultimately flied out. 0 for 1. So for his last 9, but the at-bat quality's been better than that would indicate, I think.
And he's hit some balls hard. You know, he's seen a lot of pitches. You know, you want to look at the process more than the results, you know, with hitters, because if you continue to see pitches, work at bats, and are barreling baseballs, you're going to get some hits eventually.
Took a couple fastballs. Pena looks like he wants one up. He got it right up there.
Tommy does a nice job of fouling that pitch off. Woodruff gets a lot of his strikeouts in that exact spot. Good stuff up in the zone. And then we talk about changing eye level. He can come right back with the breaking ball off of that. Or he can freeze you in. Wilmer on deck.
Curveball, 2-2. Pop up. Escobar. One away. So as Flores comes to the plate, or maybe not. Now a word via WebEx by Cisco.
We need that part.
It's nearly done.
Can you repeat that? That's better.
It's done.
With WebEx, the McLaren Formula One team is collaborating like never before. Introducing the WebEx Suite, driving hybrid work.
Well, with the bases empty, Gabe Kapler decides to use Donovan Solano, not Wilmer Flores, as the pinch hitter. So Donovan, who will be in the starting lineup, I'm sure, tomorrow. He's had a good swing going lately. At bats are not going to be easily gotten on this Giants team with everybody getting healthier. Could be a real competition. Solano foul tips the first pitch fastball.
I'd assume this is a tough at bat coming off the bench. I mean, I know you're ready, you're prepared as anybody. I mean, this team they've done a tremendous job with their bench this year, but this is a different animal altogether in Woodruff. When you're coming off the bench and you got to catch up to 98, it's a tough at bat. Feel for you.
Or try to hit that slider.
Yeah, or just throw the 88-mile-an-hour slider off the 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
It's amazing how we hear from Giants hitters about the technology the Giants use now to get hitters ready. The machine that can match the arm slot and the stuff of the pitcher who's in the game. So you go down to the cage, you hit against a replica basically of.
Yeah.
Still not exactly the same thing.
What if you're not getting any hits in the cage? Then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
If you're 0 in the cage, you're not feeling too confident stepping in the box for real.
Well, Donnie Ecker, the Giants hitting coach, one of his mantras, he's got a lot of mantras, but one of them is practice dirty, play clean. Challenge yourself in practice or warm up or whatever. Maybe the game seems a little easier. Not that it's ever going to seem easy, but don't be afraid to make mistakes during practice time. And then those game situations maybe seem a little simpler.
So it's not quite the practice makes perfect. It's the dirty practice makes perfect.
Really push yourself. Don't make batting practice easy. Don't make what you're doing easy. I like it.
Yeah.
2-2. Solano's putting up a good fight here against Woodruff off the bench. Lamont Wade will follow. Then Brandon Belt would come up. Belt hit the home run his last at bat. Solano on the ground. Foul. Stays alive. Those are tough pitches. There's Donnie. Giants coaches have done a tremendous job. Second year as the Giants hitting coach, was with the Reds before that.
Well, the players will let you know how the coaches are doing. If they don't say anything about the coaches, then they probably don't think they matter much. But they get a lot of respect from these players, and they do mention them when they can.
And Donnie would be the first to say it's not just him. Solano hits that one foul. The Giants have Dustin Lind. They've got Justin Veely, two guys who also have helped out big time. Justin's on the left there. Nick Ortiz in the middle with Andrew Bailey, Giants pitching coach.
Biggest coaching staff in the big leagues, right?
And the Giants got ridiculed in some corners for having so many coaches starting at the beginning of last year. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is ridiculing them anymore. 3-2. Man, Donovan Solano having a really tough battle here.
Pitch number 8 right there.
Excellent. (3-2). Solano line drive right center field. That's a base hit, and it's going to go to the wall. What an at bat from Donovan Solano on a 3-2 fastball. He drilled one into right center field, and the Giants have the tying run in scoring position with one out.
I don't think people realize how difficult it is to do what he just did. To come off the bench and face a guy like Woodruff and then put together a 9-pitch at bat, get to a 3-2 count, foul off some tough pitches, get a fastball that you can handle, and just drill it the other way in the gap for a double. So impressive right there what Donovan Solano just did.
I'm telling you, practice dirty, play clean.
And he continues to stay hot.
That was fun to watch. So now can the Giants cash that in? Lamont Wade, last time up, hit a ball hard into an out. This time hits a ball hard to right field. Going back on it, Garcia, and he makes a leaping catch right in front of the wall. 2 down. Solano gets back. Just a bad break for Lamont Wade.
That ball was smoked. First pitch just gets up the barrel a little bit, but my goodness, hits it to the wall. Garcia does a nice job going back on that ball, making a nice play. Lamont Wade Jr. deserves better than that. You're supposed to get hits when you hit the ball like that. Well, the bats have gotten consistently better as this game's gone on, and Wade's at bats in particular.
Now Belt with that tying run in scoring position. Belt hit a changeup out his last time for the only Giants run. Not sure he's going to see that pitch again. Fastball right at the knees, right on the outside corner. Ben Gamble, the only other player this year who's hit a home run off Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff.
Doesn't surprise me. They don't give up many home runs, and they've been pitching back to back all year, so the chances of them facing the same batter twice are pretty good. Just shows their dominance.
Solano at second, 2 down. This was the last at bat, last inning for Brandon Belt. I'd say that this was last night at Corbin Burns. So that was the cutter in. He hit the changeup from Woodruff.
Both really good swings of the bat.
Yes. Two and one. Okay, so that was last night. This was today. Last inning.
Yeah, when they show the side shot of that swing, you can see he's actually out front of that pitch. He took a little bit of the lower half out of that swing, but like we talked about Garcia and his strength last night, but Brandon Belt is a strong human being as well.
Ahead in the count here, 2-1. Oh, that fastball back, 2-2.
I mean, you can almost, if you're Brandon Belt, after hitting that pitch out of the park, eliminate the changeup, because as a pitcher, you're thinking, I threw my best changeup and he still was able to barrel it. And I don't know where else I could throw that pitch that would be any better other than maybe bouncing it. So you almost eliminate it as a pitcher. I'm going to have to try to get him out another way. So if you're Brandon Belt, you can sit fastball a little bit more here. But, you know, he also has the breaking ball as well. So still have to honor that.
Here's the 2-2. Belt pulled it sharply, but foul.
There's that fastball that he sometimes yanks to a lefty, the inner part of the plate, to a righty away, but it has that cut, a little bit of a cut to it.
And I don't know if that was the design that time. You may be right, like a yank, not totally intentionally.
Right, he'll yank some fastballs that end up cutting. You get on the side of the baseball rather than behind it. To stay behind, you have to stay behind the baseball if you're going to execute arm side.
Another pitch to Belt. And another foul ball. Sticking with the fastball. And he's throwing some good fastballs. Giants, it's amazing. First time through the order against Woodruff, it was 9 up, 9 down, 5 strikeouts, 37 pitches, and almost no hard contact at all. Last inning and this inning, you see those pitch count numbers way up, and the at-bat quality has just been excellent.
Yeah, and it's not like Woodruff's stuff has diminished at all. His stuff is still really good. He's still throwing quality pitches. The Giants are just doing a much better job fighting good pitches off, staying in at bats.
Belt goes down against that breaking ball. So he finally used the breaking ball, and he threw a good one. So the Giants leave the tying run in scoring position, still 2-1.
Well, take a look. Here's a look from the T-Mobile coverage cam. The mid-home robotic camera is our coverage cam in Milwaukee. Located on the backstop, it provides great shots for behind home plate. It puts viewers in the box seats for a close-up look at all the game action.
Well, if you have a chance to go to that ballpark in Milwaukee as a Giants fan, do it. I mean, it's a great place to watch a game. You're guaranteed not to have a rain delay. They have a roof. Milwaukee's cool city right on the shores of Lake Michigan. Great sports town, very friendly people in the ballpark. Nobody's going to yell at you for having a Giants jersey on. Tailgate before the game. Just walk up to any tailgate and they'll welcome you in. Jose Alvarez, strike one to Colton Wong. So the Giants bring in the new pitcher, Jose Alvarez.
Had a nice year. 4-1 with a 2.61. Righty's only batting $169.
And as we like to say, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
And we showed Alvarez's numbers on the year, but he's been really good. His last 23 outings, he's got a 1.09 ERA.
He had a rough start. Nothing rough about lately.
See the slider there. He's got four-seam fastball, changeup, slider, sinker, cutter. He's got them all. Pitch has been really effective for him this year. Has been that sinker. Hitter's only batting $152 against that pitch. That's what makes him so good against righties. Got the sinker, the changeup combination.
Almost hit him.
Kind of sounded like it did. Thought I heard a double tap.
Oh no, not even close.
Not even close. I think Wong will let you know if it hit him or not. Maybe he wants to hit.
Maybe. Maybe. Very high with the fastball. Well, Colton Wong was up in the third inning against Aaron Sanchez and drew a leadoff walk, and that turned into the first run of the game.
Yeah, make him earn it.
3-2. He did make him put it in play, and he hit it right to Tommy La Stella.
There's Bernie.
Yeah, just having a chit chat. Lips may not be moving, but he's talking.
You can tell by the head nod, you know he's saying something cool.
Yeah, a whole game I haven't gotten to go down my slide yet. Man.
Yeah, he was second inning yesterday was the last time he got to use the slide.
Saw a Bucks cap there. Willie Adames. That one way up there. Brandon Belt in foul ground. 2 down.
One pitch, one out. That's how you like it. After going 6 pitches against Wong. 7, I should say. First pitch out from Adames.
Two outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the 5th with Eduardo Escobar coming up. Milwaukee's championship city these days. The Milwaukee Bucks with their NBA title.
Yeah, it's fun right now to be a Milwaukee fan.
Brewers are going good. Packers are in training camp.
Rodgers is back on the team.
Rodgers isn't going anywhere for now. The Badgers are getting warmed up. Eduardo Escobar not happy with Hunter Wendelstedt, who's not happy with Eduardo Escobar.
Yeah, Hunter's a veteran back there. He's not going to take any grief from the hitters. He's been doing that longer than Eduardo Escobar's been around.
One ball, one strike the count. Generally, over the years when we saw Escobar with the Diamondbacks, this was his, I mean, he's a good hitter both sides, but even more dangerous side. Right there, 1-2. That's beautiful execution. I think that's exactly where the Giants like to pitch Escobar.
Yeah, and it's tough as a pitcher when you're a sinker ball guy like Alvarez is, and that's where he gets a lot of his outs. It's tough to trust the pitch up in the zone because you just don't. That's not your game. That's not your game.
1-2 on the ground, and he hooked it right through. That was a pretty good pitch.
Good pitch, but like you mentioned, you got to get him out up. He loves the ball down in the zone, especially if it's soft. As you saw right there, I mean, it doesn't have to be a strike. He can still get good wood on the ball. Goes out and hooks it, finds the 5.5 hole. Good swing right there. Keeps the bat through the zone for a long time. No chance for Bryan or Crawford.
6 hits for the Brewers now. Leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. It gives their cleanup hitter a chance to hit against a lefty with a runner on base. Avisail Garcia. He hates the down the middle fastball.
First pitch, now he's not looking to ambush. Golly, it's just crazy sometimes. You cringe when the pitch is thrown and then the hitter just lets it go by.
Does make you wonder sometimes, makes me wonder at least. Our hitters today have so much info, so much tendency, percentages, that maybe there are some instances where
there's a lot of guess hitters nowadays, but you're not just guessing, you're guessing based on information.
Educated guess.
Yeah,
that's right. So maybe you get away with a few more like that in this era of baseball.
Well, we've talked about it at length, is how many fastballs down the middle of the plate with 2 strikes hitters take. And they just can't pull the trigger because they're geared on seeing a different pitch.
0-2. Fastball just inside. Good pitch.
That's a perfect pitch with 2 strikes. Almost get the call. He'll throw that sinker inside too. You see the 2-seam grip that he features right there. That's the pitch. That's the grip you use to get that movement on the fastball. And he'll throw it inside to have it come back over the inside part of the plate.
Gabe Kapler wanted that one.
He's going to go back in there, doubling up.
He did, and he did not get the call again.
Whoa.
And that's that. Hunter Wendelstedt doesn't like calling the inside pitch. He is really living up to the umpire scouting report tonight.
Well, he got the call right, but that's a tough no call. I mean, that's a perfectly executed pitch. And Buster Posey will make a lot of those pitches look better than they are. As a pitcher, a lot of times you get fooled based on how well he frames that pitch to thinking it is a strike.
Went down with another good pitch. Buster liked that one.
Oh, you see Buster pointing the glove back at him saying perfectly executed pitch, but it's just a better take.
I'm trying to figure out what Garcia's looking for. He's taken so many close pitches. It's amazing he's gotten away with 3 in a row. Escobar's going to take off. They still hold him on with 2 down. And not just hold him on, throw over there. It's important you try to limit that lead and jump in case Garcia hits one hard somewhere. You got a chance to keep him from scoring.
Yeah, with the lefty, it makes it a little bit more difficult for the runner to go first move. You have to wait and you have to make sure that he's going to throw the ball home before you take off. You do lose a couple steps.
Garcia to left field. Dickerson chasing, and nobody's going to get it, but it bounces up over the wall. And that's a break for the Giants because Escobar is going to have to stop at third. The automatic double means he's got to stop at third. He would have scored no problem if that ball stays in play.
Yep, they sure did catch a break there. I wonder what he was looking for. That hole at bat? Well, that was the pitch. And he got it.
It's amazing that he got away with those takes.
Just a sinker, but that was center cut sinker. Wanted in a little bit more. Garcia ready for it, barrels it, hits it so good. Doesn't go out of the ballpark because he didn't elevate it enough, but hits off the warning track and bounces over the fence for a grand rule double. And the Giants do catch a break, although you have to go after Tellez now, who is the hottest hitter in the Blue Jays lineup.
So Andrew Bailey out to talk. Buster Posey often in these meetings does a lot of the talking, which makes sense. Buster knows these hitters, extremely confident with the Giants game plans, and that's not, I am not diminishing the role of Andrew Bailey because Andrew has a lot to contribute too, but when you have a catcher with as much experience and knowledge as Buster Posey, to me, he's almost like another coach out there.
I'm sure Andrew got a couple words in. A couple, yeah, what Buster said. Yeah, what Buster said there. Yep, we'll go with that. You got a base open here. You do have the lefty on lefty matchup, but as I mentioned earlier, Alvarez has had more success against right-handed batters this year. Tellez being hot right now. You hear the rowdy chants.
Big spot in this game. Bottom 5, 2 on, 2 out. This rally, a 2-strike ground ball hit from Eduardo Escobar, and give him credit. And then 3 straight extremely close 2-strike pitches, all taken by Garcia. And then got one he could handle and hit a double.
I'd be careful here with Tellez.
2-0.
This may be a little bit of a pitch around. I think that's what they were talking about at the mound. What do you want to do here with Tellez? Do we go after him? And it looked like from the get-go that Alvarez was going to be pitching off the corners. See if you can get some chase.
Stella playing way out in right field from second. Tellez pops it up. Good pitch from Alvarez. Crawford for out number 3, and Alvarez gets through it. So the Giants keep it a 1-run game, and Posey, Crawford, and Chris Bryant are coming up.
Check out the Giants Talk podcast presented by Wendy's, covering all the trending stories surrounding the Giants. Hosted by Giants insider Alex Pavlovich and Cole Kuiper, featuring Dwayne Kuiper. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss it.
Do not miss it.
All right, here we go. Posey, Crawford, Bryant coming up. Third time seeing Brandon Woodruff. Giants at bats second time and third time through have been really good, but only 1 run to show for it against this ace for the Brewers. Posey got jammed on the first pitch, and the slow roller, Wong throws him out. So not this time for Buster, who had a hit his last time up. That's big out for Brandon Woodruff.
Well, that's what he's looking for. He's thrown 49 pitches in the last 2 innings. These Giants batters have really made him work with 26 and 23 in the 4th and 5th innings. And so first pitch out is huge for him because he had to labor through those last 2 innings.
Zach Littell up in the Giants bullpen, just active today. Called back up from AAA Sacramento. So it looks like we'll see Littell in the bottom of the 6th inning. Alvarez, there was a possibility the Giants would have asked Jose to pitch more than 1 inning. He's very capable of doing it, but he had to work pretty hard to get through that 5th. Plus, you get some right-handed hitters lined up for the Brewers.
Got 21 pitches in the 5th inning for Alvarez.
Crawford threw the high fastball and talking to himself a little bit. It's 0-2.
Yeah, but you kind of have to swing at that pitch after the first pitch was called a strike above the zone.
Zach Littell recalled Steven Duggar option. Gabe Kapler told us very tough to option a guy who's helped him so much this year. Steven Duggar, just a roster crunch right now. Connor Menez did clear waivers, so the Giants don't lose him to another organization. I think that's good news. 0-2. Curveball lined into center field. Crawford right on that breaking ball for a 1-out single.
That's such a nice swing of the bat. Great approach with 2 strikes. And Wendelstedt put him in the hole with a ball first pitch strike he called, and then he swings at a pitch up and then just takes a little swing out of it right there. Takes the breaking ball back up the middle of the field. And he's been doing this all year long. Just quality at bats, good with 2 strikes. Just taking what the pitcher gives him.
He is a guy who will change his 2-strike swing. There's some hitters these days in baseball, and it works for a lot of those hitters who don't do much of that. Ball 1 to Chris Bryant. You hear the boos when Bryant comes to the plate all those years in the Cubs uniform. He's the guy Brewers fans are most familiar with on this Giants team. Bryant last time up drew a walk in a big spot. Giants down by a run, 6th inning. That one is lined into left field. Chris Bryant's got himself a hit. Taylor scoops it up, so Crawford's going to have to stay at second. But Chris Bryant having another nice game for the Giants. Some good defense, on base for the 2nd time.
Well, he's got that same curveball a couple times in the previous 2 at bats, and he swung and missed him, and this time he was ready for it. That ball a little bit out over the plate more, and he was right on time for that. A little bit out front, but a really nice swing. And after a nice at bat where he walked in the 4th inning, finds himself with a knock.
Well, Mike Yastrzemski gets another shot. Yaz is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Last time up, he had the bases loaded and only 1 out before Yastrzemski hits. Another visit to the mound from the pitching coach, Chris Hook.
Hook getting his exercise today. This is the 3rd mound visit in the last 3 innings.
Chris, a former Giants pitcher who worked in the minor leagues for a bunch of years with the Brewers. And part of the reason why I think he's been so successful, the Brewers are a great pitching organization. John Curtis, right-hander up in the Milwaukee bullpen. He worked with a lot of these Milwaukee pitchers, Woodruff, Burns, Peralta, Hader, as they came up through the minor leagues. They know him, they trust him. He's become one of the best pitching coaches in the game.
Well, he had a lot to do with their progress and their development in the minor leagues. They've obviously all really liked him because he's got the big league job now.
They're staring at that lineup card, and part of what they're trying to figure out is who will Gabe Kapler lift for a pinch hitter. Where are the matchups off the bench for the Giants? How long can Woodruff go in this game? 2 on, 1 out. Yastrzemski held up. Yes, he did. Ball 1. Close, but called a ball.
Yeah, good take. We've seen him swing at that pitch a couple times today. Put himself in a hole.
.93 pitches now for Woodruff. And a 3rd straight inning where the Giants are putting pressure on him. Yastrzemski had a pitch to hit there, fouled it off.
I think he'd like to have that one back. Throw that one again, though. I think he'll be on time for it. But like we mentioned prior to the game, Woodruff doesn't make a lot of mistakes over the plate, but when he does, you have to do some damage with him. Those are your shots to do it.
Wants the ball down. Pena does. Well, maybe that was a deke. I think it was. And you see more of that these days. Catchers try to make some noise, see if the hitter's paying attention, and then do something different.
Or if the second baseman, the runner at second base is given location.
Yeah.
I don't know how you give location down or up at second base, but I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Yeah, I think and you got a guy like Brandon Crawford, who I think shortstops, catchers, teams figure that those are going to be the players best equipped to relay some info. 1-2. That one is popped up center field. That was another fastball right out over the plate. Kane for out number 2. I think Woodruff got away with a couple in that at bat.
He sure did. Yastrzemski feels the same way, that he just missed an opportunity right there to do some damage. Well, let's see if Dickerson can get it done.
Alex 0 for 2. Sometimes it happens in this game, but tonight it's like the Yastrzemski and Dickerson spots just keep coming up. Second time through now. These have been the key hitters for the Giants.
Well, you just got to hope the more they see Woodruff, the better swings that they'll get.
Curveball, strike 1.
And that makes it tough. We can just drop that breaking ball in for a strike.
Dominic Leone has joined Zach Littell in the bullpen, just kind of getting loose out there, maybe not warming up at full bore. That pitch is basically unhittable, I think, for Alex Dickerson.
Yeah, I think most guys are going to have a tough time with that one.
Yeah.
The up and in fastball in 96. Yeah. I'd imagine if the Giants tie or go ahead, Leone would be in the game, and if they don't score here, we'd see Littell. That's my guess.
2 on, 2 out, 0-2 to Alex Dickerson. 1-run game, 6th inning. Pitch number 99. He didn't quite throw it 99 miles an hour, but almost.
No, he tried.
I think he did.
He reached back right there. He knows this is probably his last batter. Definitely his last inning. Now's the time to empty the tank.
They put a pickoff play on. That's interesting. And Brandon Crawford just got back.
Yeah, that was closer than I think that we thought it was going to be. Just trying to catch him sleeping over there. Crawford will steal third. We've seen him do it a few times this year.
One, 2.
Well, what's he going to throw here? Fastball's up, or does he drop that first pitch? He's dropped that curveball that we saw first pitch.
Through the curve, and Dickerson yanked it foul.
Well, good fight off right there.
Woodruff throws high again. Full count, 3-2.
Another nice at bat, working the count. Those are a little easier to lay off when they're that high above the zone. Dickerson usually doesn't go out of the zone by that much. You're trying to just skim the top part of that strike zone in that count. But now as a hitter, you have to respect the fastball, but you've also seen him throw a curveball in this situation.
Maybe the last pitch of the game for Brandon Woodruff. Maybe. 2 on, 2 out. Full count to Alex Dickerson. Woodruff throws, and a curveball hit foul. He went back to that curve. Dickerson, you got to give him credit for at least being able to stay alive against a couple good breaking balls.
Yeah, he lives to see another pitch. This is a great at bat.
Yeah, those are tough.
Who's going to win the battle?
Bryant the runner at first, Crawford at second. 2 down, 1-run game. Three-2. Got it with the curve. They finally couldn't get a piece of it. And Brandon Woodruff gets his 8th strikeout at a huge spot. Middle 6. Brewers 2, Giants 1. Well, we can't have a night in Milwaukee without showing you the sausage race.
Hot dog won last night. Chorizo was in the lead for most of the race, like he is again tonight.
Hot dog ain't going to win tonight.
Chorizo down. He's slowing down. No.
Oh my goodness. You got to finish the race. What's going on?
Let's go.
Chorizo's got to work on the stamina.
Yeah, he's not a good finisher.
I think Italian won tonight. What an upset. Always fun. Taylor against Zach Littell in for the Giants bullpen. Nice to see Zach back on the big league roster.
Yeah, he's recalled from AAA Sacramento prior to tonight's game.
Traveled yesterday to get here. That ball hit to center field. Yastrzemski all the way back, 1 away. And of course, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. So 38 appearances before tonight. Good numbers, not overwhelming numbers, and the left-handed hitters have had some success against Littell.
Yeah, been really good against the righties. 3.44 ERA. He had a nice stretch there. He was throwing the ball real well. Hit a couple of speed bumps, and then he went back down to Sacramento, but he's back. Trying to get a couple innings out of him, I'd assume.
Here's Lorenzo Cain. Swings at the first pitch. Foul ball. Cain has an infield hit plus a sac fly that put the Brewers ahead back in the 4th. The Giants do double switch here. So Wilmer Flores comes into play third. Chris Bryant goes out to left field. Alex Dickerson, who made the final out in the top of this 6th inning, is out of the game. And that's to your point. The idea would be that if things go well, then that keeps Littell's spot from coming up, and you give him a chance maybe to work a couple innings tonight.
Yeah, Flores will now hit in the pitcher's spot, and he'll be due up second next inning.
The value of Chris Bryant, also the versatility to just bounce around. You can use his maneuverability in a lot of different ways. 0-2. Slider just outside.
It's a great pitch.
There's Chris out in left field. Looks good in the Giants uniform.
He does. Better than that blue uni he was wearing.
It's a natural fit. Wade. 2 down. All right. Did he actually? Yeah, he didn't get to the tape.
He didn't. Italian #1. Yep.
Had it all the way. Now what? Oh boy. Hot dog got a little turned around. Something keeps catching him up top.
Their hat.
There's got to
getting caught on
Come
the
on,
roof.
there's got to be a better way out.
He's hanging his head. Lost. He's hanging his head now. Keep your head up, Chorizo. No, that's not Chorizo. That's who is that? I don't know. It's not Italian, and it's not. That might be. That's the Brat. That's the Brat.
Keep going.
That's
there
the
are only
Brat.
5 choices, Sean.
We're going to go Brott.
Still one of my favorite moments is the Benji Molina moment. Benji coming out of the dugout, not realizing the sausage race had just started. That one never gets old to me. Good slider, 1-2 to Pena.
What happened?
Well, it's kind of tough with 2 outs and 2 strikes to.
Is it a long story?
No, but I know that Jeff Kuiper has it queued up. I know he's got it. We will show it to you if we get a chance. But Zach Littell wanted that inning to end quickly, so he gets the strikeout. The Brewers are gone in order. On to the 7th, 2-1 Milwaukee. All right, time for our game summary brought to you by Toyota. First time through the order. I wasn't sure the Giants were going to get anything against Brandon Woodruff. He was that good. In the end, the number's still great for Woodruff. Only the 1 run in 6 innings. Giants put a ton of pressure on him, just couldn't capitalize. Brandon Belt's home run, the only Giants run. The bullpen has pitched. We say 4 innings, and that's true, but it's basically a bullpen day. Aaron Sanchez started, just went to 2. So now the Brewers into their bullpen for the first time when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. It's the right-hander John Curtis.
He's on for the 39th time this year. He's 3-1 with the 3.46. Strikeout an inning, 42 and 41 innings pitched. Lefties and righties hitting about the same off of him, and his debut with the Brewers wasn't a memorable one. Gave up a grand slam. Hurt those numbers a little bit, but he was pitching pretty well for the Marlins this year before he got traded.
So Curtis in a 1-run game. He got La Stella, then Wilmer Flores, who came on as part of the double switch, and then Lamont Wade Jr. 95 down and in for ball 1.
Yeah, John Curtis, he's a 2-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, that's it. 50-50 mix.
If your command is not right, Tommy La Stella usually is not going to help you out. That was a good slider. La Stella 0 for 2, and it's been a couple days now without a hit for Tommy La Stella. Just getting on base here would be huge. Giants need a base runner.
There's that center cut heater that we've seen taken quite a bit tonight.
Sometimes it feels like Tommy La Stella just wants to hit with 2 strikes.
Yeah. Just get up there with 2 then.
Slider fouled off.
It does have to give you a ton of confidence as a hitter, knowing that you're fine with 2 strikes, that your approach is not going to change at all. If it's 0-0 or if it's 0-2, you still feel confident, you feel relaxed, you feel like that you can still work a count. A lot of hitters don't feel that way. They feel the pressure with 2 strikes.
Fastball. I mean, it's a pretty good 1-2 combo. You could see why the Brewers liked him, wanted him, made the deal to bring him to Milwaukee.
Well, they needed him. 4 of their bullpen guys are on the COVID IL.
Another slider, and that's a good fight off by La Stella. That thing was snapping right back to the corner.
Well, he's seen both of his pitches. He's seen the slider and the fastball. He knows the shape of both of those pitches, and now it's just a matter of getting one he can drive. Hopefully Curtis makes a mistake.
Check swing. No. Dodgers and Padres both lost yesterday, so even though the Giants lost to the Brewers, Giants did not lose any ground in the National League West. 4 up on LA, 7.5 up on the Padres. Dodgers lost in extra innings to the Angels yesterday. Stella pulls one and right to Tellez for out number 1. All right, Sean, you need to get educated on this. This is one of the great moments in Giants history. Maybe not, but Benji Molina coming out. How did he avoid? This is the best look. Whoa,
whoa, what's going on? What's going on here?
Amazing.
I mean, I can't imagine he didn't know that they had the race. Was he? I mean, he's seen it before. He just was caught by surprise, I guess. That's
best footwork of Benji's career right there.
Yeah, he's showed some agility avoiding the dogs.
I knew Jeff had that. Here's Wilmer Flores. His first at bat. Takes that slider away. Wilmer's been a good pinch hitter this year. He's got power. You like to use him in a one-run game. That time he chased the slider. He's not been doing much of that. Wilmer's been very disciplined, staying in the strike zone.
It just goes to show you Curtis, no matter what, he'll pitch with that slider even when he's behind in the count.
One and two.
Yeah, before he was traded over to the Brewers, he was 3-1 with a 2.48 with the Marlins, and then he gave up the grand slam in Atlanta.
Just 9 walks all year with the Marlins. I think that's one of the reasons why the Brewers liked him. One, two. Flores fouls off the fastball.
Yeah, a lot like the Giants. They like strike throwers, but they also like guys that can strike guys out. Combined, their whole pitching staff leads the major leagues in strikeouts between the starters and the relievers. It makes sense that the starters do based on what we've seen the last couple nights, but their bullpen has the ability to strike you out as well.
Figure a pretty good chance if the Brewers stay ahead in this game. Giants are going to see Devin Williams again tonight. Way outside.
And not to say you can't get to Devin Williams, but it didn't look good last night, that changeup that he was featuring. But you'd like to try to get the lead before he gets in the game.
At least get it tied.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be in the game if the Giants had the lead. So, yeah, tie game would be nice.
Lead's better. I like your first idea. Slider on the ground to third. 2 down. Well, the Diamondbacks are coming to town. Giants will be back home and just a couple days away now after the off day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, both night games, 6:45. Giants, I mean, these games all are so important. A chance against a Diamondbacks team that they played very well against. So we hope to see you at the ballpark. Good seats available. sfgiants.com/tickets. And Buster Posey, after the off day, you figure Buster's going to be in there. Giants getting healthier. Evan Longoria's had a couple productive rehab games with AAA Sacramento. Lamont Wade Jr. went around that time. You can see Lamont talking to himself. Okay, all right, just one strike. Wade 0 for 3 his last time up. The last 2 at bats against Woodruff hit the ball hard both times. Last time up off the bat, I thought I had a chance to get up against the right field wall. Got caught.
Well, in this ballpark too, anytime a ball's hit hard, even if it's a line drive, you feel like it has a chance to go out of the ballpark.
Backdoor slider, 0-2.
That's tough to hit right there. It's a ball out of his hand. You kind of give up on it as a hitter. And it has enough snap to catch the outside part of the plate. The old backdoor breaking ball.
Oh, 2. Fastball. Pena is pretty demonstrative, the catcher behind home plate.
He gets into it, doesn't he? He'll let you know if you made a mistake or if you made a good pitch. Either way. Tries the backdoor breaking ball again and ends up being a backup breaking ball. Slipped out of his hand, it looked like.
A lot of big late inning moments for Lamont Wade Jr. this year. Another one just the same, way outside. Including the dramatic game-tying hit on Thursday in Arizona. Giants down to their final out, down to their final strike. Brandon Belt. Giants would love to give Belt a shot against Curtis here. 2-2. Fastball. That one is hit high and down the right field line and just foul. Whew. Close.
He got his pitch too. That fastball in. Smoked it. At that point, as the ball's going in the air, you're just hoping it hits the foul pole. 107 off the bat.
That was close. We get the distances even on the foul balls. He hit that 424 feet.
I don't know if Curtis is going to go back into there in that zone again. I think he's going to stay away. He yanked it.
I don't think he meant to. A little bloop, and it's going to be caught by Taylor into a slide.
Ah, what a catch.
Nice play. Wade retired. 7th inning stretch time in Milwaukee. It's 2-1 Brewers.
Giants post-game live. You're going to want to see it tonight. It's another tight game in Milwaukee via WebEx by Cisco. We're going to have great analysis of this tight game. It's been good at bats, grindy at bats, great pitching. The bullpen's coming through. So many ways, so many angles, so many things to discuss. Come and see us tonight, right after the game. You got it here. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
I don't know about...
Easy, Papa. Easy.
You've been watching too much Niners training camp.
Well, so we get ready to come back for baseball here in the bottom of the 7th. Littell warmed up, but the Giants now are going to take him out because Christian Yelich has been announced as the pinch hitter. Tony Watson's coming in when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Well, Brewers fans glad to have Christian Yelich back off the COVID list. He is the pinch hitter for John Curtis. Bottom 7, Giants trying to keep this one-run game, and Tony Watson acquired at the trade deadline back in a Giants uniform and already has pitched well since coming back to the Giants.
Yeah, he's on for the 39th time. 4.33 ERA overall, but been really good for the Giants.
First pitch swing by Yelich. Foul ball, strike one. The Brewers superstar. The numbers the last 2 years. Last year the shortened season. This year again just not Yelich-like. And this year has been a season of fits and starts, some injuries, now COVID.
Still doesn't make me feel real comfortable when he steps in the box.
Should not.
You always think about, you know, it wasn't that long ago he was MVP, and then he finished second in the MVP voting the next year. He had two years in a row that he was one of the best players in baseball.
He hits that one hard but foul. Two of the best years in Brewers history, 2018, 2019. And at that point kind of established as one of the game's superstars. So Tony Watson against Yelich. And then the top of the order, Wong and Adames. 2-1 Brewers, bottom 7. Another tight, tense game between these two teams. One thing about Tony, Giants said it when they acquired him, velocity has really ticked up. That fastball 94. We did not see 94 last year from Tony Watson.
No, not one time, and that's why they went out and got him. He wasn't throwing hard early this year either. Then all of a sudden he started getting the velocity back.
2-2, just misses. Wow.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of 94s in a Giant uniform this year, even a 95. And he's also got the slider and the changeup to go with it. He'll use the changeup a lot more to right-handed batters, but the slider's been a big pitch for him this year.
This is a big pitch to start the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 to Yelich. Got him swinging.
Well, he stayed away the whole at bat and then ran 94 up and in on his hands. I don't think it was intentional, but it was effective. Buster set up down and away, goes up and in. Not sure if he gets the call, but it's a strike according to the box. Yelich can't lay off. Big first out of the 7th inning.
Giants pitchers had not had a strikeout all game until Littell struck out Pena to end the 6th. Now back-to-back strikeouts with this one from Watson. In modern baseball, going 5 2/3 innings without a strikeout is a story. First pitch swinging, Colton Wong. Yastrzemski takes charge in center field. 2 outs.
Well, that's pitcher's best friend right there. That and a double play. First pitch out and a double play. And it's not like today, you mentioned the lack of strikeouts. It's not like they didn't have any strikeout guys. Now Sanchez isn't normally a strikeout guy, but Jay Jackson had struck out, previous 6 outs had all been strikeouts. And Alvarez will give you a punch out from time to time. But yeah, kind of odd to only see 2 strikeouts through 7 innings.
2 down, bases empty. Just inside, ball 1 to Willie Adames. Brewers have Daniel Norris, left-hander, warming up in their bullpen. Giants have Belt, Posey, Crawford, and then Chris Bryant due up in the 8th inning. 2-0. That kept the feet moving.
It did. Yeah, the first pitch of the at bat just missed. Wendelstedt hasn't given anything on the inner half to right-handers today. He's gotten most of the calls right, but there has been a lot of close ones that have not gone the Giants' way.
That was a changeup, and it totally fooled Adames.
Now he's got a good one. That's his best pitch. 2 righties, but he'll set it up by throwing the fastball in. As you say, he moved his feet. That's what you want to do when you're throwing inside for effect. That opens up the outside part of the plate.
On the ground to short. Crawford, the quick release, and a nice inning for Tony Watson out of the Giants bullpen. Belt, Posey, Crawford coming up. Giants down 1.
Come out to Oracle Park next Friday for a post-game fireworks show. Yes, next Friday. The Colorado Rockies visit for a 4-game weekend series that starts Thursday, August 12th. Following the Friday, August 13th game, everyone in attendance can enjoy a spectacular fireworks show above the ballpark. Get tickets to fireworks night and all Giants home games at sfgiants.com.
It is the 8th inning in Milwaukee. Very similar game, very similar feel to the one we had last night. These two teams are so evenly matched. Daniel Norris out of the bullpen. The numbers aren't great, just acquired from Detroit. Now he's got big time splits. Righties much better than lefties, but the Giants have 2 left-handers due up, and I think Gabe Kapler's going to stick with his guys. Brandon Belt, who's homered in 2 straight games, then Posey, then Crawford. Belt's had a lot of good at-bats against left-handers this year. 2-1 Brewers. Breaking ball, call the ball.
And that's Daniel Norris's slider, but he also throw a four-seam fastball anywhere from 90 to 95, and then he has a changeup as well. But he'll throw that slider a lot first pitch to lefties, as we just saw, but he'll live with that fastball middle away.
Well, yanks that one foul right up against the netting. Brewers will get Miguel Sanchez, a right-hander, up, and I would imagine you get the 3-batter minimum rule, so Norris has to take the Brewers through Crawford. After that, you get Chris Bryant up there, and I would think that Craig Counsell would not want Norris to face Bryant.
No, he's in there for the 3 batters that he has to face. He's been getting hit around this year. He had a lot of strikeouts, but he has a tendency to get hit hard.
Foul tip right off the shoulder maybe of the catcher Pena. But this is your chance to get this game tied or better before you see the closer, who might have the best stuff of any reliever in the National League.
Yeah, this is a guy you got to get to. Like I mentioned, having a really tough time this year getting guys out consistently. You got the hitters to do it too.
Pena good to go. 1-2 to Brandon Belt. Kind of hung that breaking ball, but Belt goes down swinging anyway.
Yeah, that was a hanger. A hittable pitch. Set it up with a couple fastballs. Got Belt out front. Hasn't seen Norris before, so I think that played in his favor. Not quite sure the shape of that pitch and what it's going to do. And advantage goes to the pitcher.
So that's big. Now Buster 1 for 3 in this game. Called a strike with the breaking ball. Posey disgusted.
Well, I think go back and look at that and see it was a strike, but it makes it look a lot worse when the catcher boxes it. There's a good changeup Norris features. The third pitch, we hadn't seen that one yet. He'll throw it more to right-handers. See the bottom fall out of it. His stuff's good. He's just been making a lot of mistakes over the middle part of the plate this year.
Buster still might not be real happy about that first pitch. Now he's in an 0-2 hole. Very high, 94.
Yeah, just change the eye level of the hitter, and with 2 strikes he'll look to expand away with that changeup.
Crawford on deck, 1 out. 8th inning, 2-1 Brewers. Posey to left field. Kane gives way. Taylor on the edge of the track. 2 down.
Take the Giants on the go this season and stream the games on NBCSportsBayArea.com and the My Teams app. Brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealers.
So Norris gets through Posey. That's big for the Brewers. That's probably the spot where they were feeling most vulnerable. Buster hit it pretty well.
Yeah, I thought he hit it a lot better than it went. Off the bat, I thought I had a chance, but it didn't go anywhere. He was out front a little bit. It was a changeup. Took the sting out of his bat.
2-hit game for Brandon Crawford, trying to get Chris Bryant up in the 8th inning. Fouled back. If Bryant does come up, I'm 99% certain that it will not be against this pitcher.
No, probably not. Brandon Crawford's been pretty good in these situations. Game tying or game winning RBI. He's had a bunch of them this year, but that's a good changeup. Curtis is showing his best stuff. Or not Curtis, but Norris is showing his best stuff against the Giants today.
Dominic Leone getting loose. It's been a bullpen game for the Giants, and overall the Giants have pitched well. 0-2. Breaking ball outside. Two and two.
Man, not even close. Pena wanted the ball up. Saw the glove at the top of the zone. Norris overthrew that. Yanked it down and away. Easy take for Craw.
There's Sanchez probably getting ready for Bryant on deck. 2 outs, nobody on. Crawford. Waits for the 2-2 from Norris. Here it comes. Slider, top foul.
Well, you have to feel the deeper that Brandon Crawford gets into this at bat, the more pitches he sees from Daniel Norris, the advantage has to go in his favor. If he gets a mistake with one of those 3 pitches, that he could do some damage with it.
Way inside with a changeup. So Brandon Crawford against a guy who's tough to hit if you're a lefty, has worked the count full. Giants have had a lot of determined at bats in this game. The problem is it's not much consolation if you don't cash them in. This is another one. 3-2. Crawford fouls it off to the left. He lost it for a second, I think. He had no idea where that ball was.
Nope, slider, 3-2 slider. Now you're like, okay, what's he going to throw now? I've seen the changeup down. I've seen the fastball. I've seen a couple sliders. Fastball away.
3-2. Fastball came up and in.
Well, he hasn't been real close with his fastballs. I mean, as far as executing where he wants them. He's had a better feel for that slider this inning.
$18 home runs for Brandon Crawford, although it's been a while. He's due. Big shift on for the Brewers on the infield. Outfield straight away. Got him with the breaking ball. So Crawford strikes out swinging. Giants go down in order in the 8th. On to the bottom half. 2-1 Brewers. 2-1 Brewers, bottom 8, and now a message by Vision Service Plan.
As a VSP Premier Program doctor, let me tell you, everyone needs an annual comprehensive eye exam. It can reveal early signs of diabetes and high blood pressure. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam with a VSP Premier Program doctor.
Well, the Giants trying to keep this a 1-run game. We figured there was a pretty good chance we'd see the closer Devin Williams in the 9th. Maybe not, but anyway, the Giants need to hold the line when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. It'll be the right-hander Dominic Leone in to pitch for the Giants.
Oh, he's on for the 29th time. He's 2-1 with a low 1.32 ERA, 30 strikeouts and 27 innings pitched. He's been real good. So Leone against Escobar. First pitch swinging. And Wilmer Flores has room over there behind the coach's box. 1 pitch, 1 out. Thank you very much, Eduardo Escobar. Dominic's pitched. This is his 3rd day in a row that he's been in a game,
which the Giants don't do very often. But we're getting toward the stretch run here. Giants playing these tight games, playing the best teams in baseball, really. Dodgers, Astros, Brewers, schedule loaded up here. And Dominic Leone has just continued to do a good job. Misael Garcia, 1 for 3. Dominic Leone, he's been standing waiting for Garcia to get in the batter's box for about the last 30 seconds. Garcia pulled that one. It is foul.
Not by a whole lot. It looked like off the bat Garcia knew it was going to be foul, but see it from his angle. Yeah, quite a bit foul. You hit a ball like that, you know it's going to continue to hook foul out in front of a slider.
That one a slider to Crawford. 2 down.
Yeah, much better slider than the first one that Garcia hit. The first one was hanging. That was a perfectly executed slider down and away. Garcia breaks his bat. Hits it to the right guy, and Brandon Crawford. And 2 quick outs.
So 2 down, and Rowdy Tellez 0 for 3. Elk Grove zone had the walk-off hit in extra innings last night. Got the call. Fastball, strike 1. It's not Devin Williams who's warming up in the bullpen for Milwaukee. It's Brent Suter who pitched well last night, the lefty.
He's been good, but he hasn't been Williams good. So.
Anybody but Devin Williams.
I think if you're the Giants, you got to be. That'll be a welcome sight.
0-2. Well, Aaron Sanchez was a little ragged tonight. Not terrible, but wasn't totally sharp. Could only give the Giants 2 innings. Jay Jackson got unlucky to give up the run that the Brewers scored. Their second run on was kind of a bloop hit that turned into that run. Jackson pitched well. Alvarez, Littell, Watson, Leone. Giants bullpen has done a great job tonight.
Done a great job this whole week. Yeah, it was a little unlucky for Jackson in the 4th inning in the leadoff triple. But he did a nice job after that, just with the sac fly, and then got out of the inning. And then Alvarez worked his way through some traffic in the 5th. But as a unit, this road trip, they've been very, very good.
Crawford. Out number 3. Dominic Leone, strong inning. So Chris Bryant, Mike Yastrzemski, and a pinch hitter. Giants down to their final 3 outs. Down a run. It's a new kind of Giants pre and post game show. Giants Summer Sunday. Therese Vignal, Cole Kuiper, Carmen Q, Anthony Garcia. Before and after every Sunday Giants game all summer long on NBC Sports Bay Area, which means, of course, tomorrow, Giants trying to get a win against the Brewers. They lost by this score last night. We go to the 9th inning. Giants down to their final 3 outs, and Chris Bryant against the new pitcher. It is not Devin Williams. It is the left-hander Brent Suter, who got his 11th win out of the bullpen. He has never had a save in his big league career. He's got more wins than any other reliever in baseball. And he pitched really, really well last night. He only needed 9 pitches to get through the Giants' top of the 10th inning before the Brewers won it in the bottom half.
He hasn't given up a run in his last 10 appearances.
Chris Bryant against him takes ball 1 to start the 9th.
The Giants hitters are going to see a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seam fastball, slider, changeup combination. We just saw the slider there.
2-0. Well, Bryant, who has destroyed left-handers this season with the Cubs. I mean, his OPS against lefties was well over 1,100. That's a strike. Bryant wasn't so sure. 2-1.
Well, the 9th inning's a different animal. Suter's been good this year, but this is his first save opportunity.
Bryant, line drive, base hit. That's how the 9th inning gets started. Chris Bryant is on base for the 3rd straight time, his 2nd hit in the game. So there's your tying run aboard. Mike Yastrzemski is going to come up here.
Well, does a nice job there with the slider, cutter. Right down the middle, stays inside the baseball. Good swing of the bat by Bryant. Big leadoff single.
Bryant had not had much success against Suter in his career. You would think that'd be a real good matchup for him, so that's a big hit for him. And now Yaz, who's had a real tough game offensively, 0 for 3, and in some of the biggest at bats of the game. A couple of strikeouts and a fly out.
Well, we talked about Lamont Wade Jr. the other night against the Diamondbacks. He had gone through previous 9 at bats, hadn't got a hit, even struck out 4 times in the biggest at bat of that series.
0-2.
He came through. What have you done for me lately?
Yastrzemski has not had the same success against left-handed pitching this year that he had his first 2 years with the Giants. He was a really balanced hitter. Behind in the count, 0-2 against Suter. High and tight. He's funky. He works fast.
Hey, he's got an interesting stance when he comes set. Crouched over, kind of squatting down. Hides the ball really well.
1-2. Yastrzemski to right field. Caught by Garcia, who's going to throw back to first, and Bryant just got back. Well, another hard hit ball off the bat of a Giant, caught out in right field by Garcia, who must have gotten a good read and break on that one.
Yeah, he smoked that ball. Got a pitch up, a slider in the zone. Hanging slider, Yastrzemski all over that pitch, barrels it. Garcia did a nice job, had a great first step right there, coming in on the baseball, makes a nice play. Unfortunately for Mike Yastrzemski, nothing to show for it.
Brewers, by some measure, the best defensive team in baseball. That's a combo of positioning and just individual defensive talent. A little bit of both there. Darren Ruff, the pinch hitter for the pitcher Dominic Leone. Tying run at first, 1 out. Way outside. Giants still have Tyro Estrada available. They still have Austin Slater available on the bench. They have Kurt Casale as well.
I mean, this is where Darren Ruff needs to shine. I mean, this is what he's on this team to do. I mean, he's hit righties pretty well this year. But when the season started, this was going to be the spot where he was going to get most of his opportunities.
Got the call there on the outside, 1-1.
He started off a little slow this year against lefties, but lately he's been hammering left-handed pitching.
You can see Darren Ruff does not come into this game cold. He's coming off the bench, but he's been heating up. No question about that. 1-2.
Well, you gotta respect that spot, that location, because you got the call before that, a little bit off the plate. So you can't let another one go by. You don't know if it's going to get called a ball or a strike.
One, two. Big deep breath for Darren Ruff. Giants need a run. Got the call, strike three. Ruff thought it was too low, and now the Giants are down to their final out.
He's checking out the board to make sure, see where the pitch was, but he's going to find out that even though it was a mislocation, that ball caught the bottom part of the strike zone. Not where the catcher Pena set up, but it was a strike nonetheless. Wendelstedt didn't miss it.
So 2 down, Giants down to their final out, and I am a little surprised that it's Tommy La Stella who's hitting here.
Oh, you have Slater available. Estrada.
Strike one with the curve. La Stella has been basically a hard platoon player. I mean, Tommy has 6 at bats all year against lefties. He doesn't have a hit against a lefty this year. Hits that one high down the right field line and deep. Garcia back at the wall, and he missed it. He didn't catch it. Chris Bryant will come around and score, and Tommy La Stella is going to end up at third.
Unreal.
I don't know what happened to Garcia out there. He got twisted around, turned around, the ball carried, and he just whiffed.
That's unbelievable. After just making such a good play on the Yastrzemski line drive, off the bat, I thought it was just a pop fly to right field. Stella didn't look like he barreled that, but it was hit so high. Got in on him, got it up in the air. La Stella put his head down like he thought it was going to be a can of corn. And Garcia just never really kind of knew where the ball was going to end up. You see him trying to find the wall. Oh, he got hit by the wall a little bit, and the shoulder kind of knocked him off course.
So now Wilmer Flores goes after the first pitch. Giants have the go-ahead run at third. A hit here would be huge. Tyler Rogers warming up in the bullpen.
What a break for the Giants.
2-2 in the 9th inning. That's strike 2. Wilmer couldn't pull the trigger. Now he's behind the count 0-2. I mean, this is a good at bat, good matchup for the Giants. I think they like their chances. Wilmer against a lefty. That one is hit to left. Taylor out number 3. Well, the Giants got a huge break there and tie the game. Middle of the 9th. It's 2-2. Well, the Giants at least find the way to keep the game going. 2-2. We go to the bottom of the 9th with a lot of help. Tommy La Stella's fly ball somehow was not caught. So now the Giants back into the bullpen, and it's Tyler Rogers for the 3rd straight game. Tyler comes in for the 53rd time this year, trying to get the Giants to extra innings.
Yeah, 3-1 with the 1.90 ERA. He has had a tremendous year. Lefties batting him 140 versus right-handers, surprisingly hitting 302. Not a lot of hard contact though with the right-handers, but he does pitch to contact. A lot of balls put in play. We've seen a lot of seeing eye singles off the bats of the opposing hitters. But Tyler Rogers trying to get it into extra innings once again, back-to-back nights.
Well, it's amazing how similar these games have been. Giants, one thing about the way the Giants have worked this is the Giants are down to the bottom of their bullpen, not in terms of quality. We know how good Rogers is, but Giants don't want to use Jake McGee tonight. Fastball to Taylor is high, ball 1. They have Harleen Garcia who could pitch. And after that,
I don't know. I mean, they're going to have to at least pitch one more inning if they get through this one.
There's a strike to Taylor. Giants will worry about it if the game keeps going. For now, you're thankful it's tied 2-2. By the way, they changed the scoring decision. I mean, Tommy LaStella's not going to complain. On the infield, it's Crawford. One away. Tommy LaStella gets a triple and a run batted in. They changed that scoring decision.
Well, LaStella's going to be happy, and Brent Suter is not going to be happy. It's a little surprising.
The Brewers, I think, are probably kind of feeling the same way that the Giants are in terms of their bullpen. Brewers bullpen's been pushed hard. They've got the COVID issues. They don't want to use Boxberger. They don't want to use Williams tonight. Ball one to Lorenzo Cain.
Yeah, they obviously don't want to use Devin Williams because we would have seen him for sure last inning had he been available.
Correct. On the ground, I'm in front of the plate. Rogers threw the changeup to first. And he threw a strike barely. It was borderline.
Oh, he didn't panic. That was the key.
Okay.
Yes.
I did, but he didn't.
Yeah, Brandon Belt's over there. He'll catch anything. Yeah, Cain frustrated off the handle, and then Rogers trying to throw kind of over the top, which he's not used to doing. Threw him a cutter.
Don't show that replay again. Here's Pena taking a strike. Tyler's a really good fielding pitcher. He gets off the mound quickly in a good position. I mean, he's made some really impressive plays over the years, fielding his position. Pena to right, shallow. Wade will make the catch, and for the second straight game, we're going to extra innings. Only 7 pitches for Tyler Rogers. He may not be finished. Top of the order coming up. 2-2 on to extras. 2-2. The Giants in extra innings for the second straight night in Milwaukee. Two of the best teams in the National League, and this series has lived up to the billing. Miguel Sanchez now on the mound for the Brewers. Only 15 appearances, but he's thrown the ball well. Giants last night, as the visiting team did not score their automatic runner, and it cost them. The Brewers won in the bottom of the 10th. So tonight trying to do differently here in the 10th, and it's the right spot on the lineup. Now the automatic runner for the Giants is Wilmer Flores, so that means not a lot of speed out there for the Giants, but you have Wade, Belt, and Posey lined up in a 2-2 ball game.
Yeah, Sanchez called up on June 22nd from Nashville. He's had 5 consecutive scoreless appearances. He's going to feature a 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup combination. Pitches to contact. He stays around the zone. Likes his changeup. Uses his changeup quite a bit, especially to left-handers. And we saw his numbers out of break. He had more success against left-handed batters than he has right-handed batters this year.
Now the Giants, I think part of what's going on here is Thairo Estrada has come out, and so Wilmer Flores is the automatic runner, but they're going to take him out of the game and use Estrada as a pinch runner. So Estrada will now be in the number 9 spot. He'll presumably take over for Wilmer at third base, and I think it's smart. You give your team the best possible chance to at least get that 1 run home with a much faster runner. Thairo Estrada, who gets a hug from Willy Adames. He comes in the game. Lamont Wade Jr. is 0 for 4 and deserves better. Lamont has 3 different times in this game off the bat I thought had a hit, and not one time has had one. Trying to get the 10th inning started here for the Giants. Go ahead run at second. And that one is lined into right field, base hit. Garcia fields. Estrada is going to hold. Garcia's throw kicks away from Tellez. Now Lamont Wade will take second. So that's something, even though the Giants couldn't score that run, and you can't blame Ron Wotus. The ball was hit so hard, but that throw getting away gives the Giants the extra 90 feet. Now second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, it's a big 90 feet too, because a first and third situation, you hit a ground ball double play, you only score one run. The goal in being the visiting team in extra innings is you want to get two. Wade smokes that ball to right field, so no chance for Estrada to score, even with his wheels. Garcia with the strongest arm in the outfield for the Brewers. Your only hope here is it rolls up his arm and you have a chance, but play it safe. No sense in running yourself into an out.
Now this doesn't happen very often. Bases loaded because they're going to walk Belt intentionally to get to Buster Posey. And you can understand why the Brewers now get the force at home plate. They get the double play possibility. However, very, very few times in his career has Buster Posey watched an intentional walk issued ahead of him to load the bases.
Not very often, that's for sure.
So here we go. Giants have a great opportunity here in the top of the 10th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Posey facing this young right-hander for the first time. Buster in this game 1 for 4. Giants bullpen quiet. Still nobody out. That could change, but maybe not. Way outside. The other part about walking the bases loaded is you got a young pitcher on the mound. It takes away any sort of room for error. Puts a lot more pressure on him, and Posey's a guy who is not often going to chase.
Yeah, you make a good point. Young pitcher, high leverage situation, extra innings. Heart starts racing a little bit faster. Start squeezing the ball a little tighter.
1-0. Ball 2 inside. Pressure ratchets up.
You have nowhere to put the hitter. You got Buster Posey in the box. There's a lot going against you right now. And he's trying to go after him with his best pitch, and that is the changeup. He'll use it to both lefties and righties, but right now he doesn't have a feel for it.
Saw Perdomo warming up. Crawford due up next. Bases loaded, no outs in the top of the 10th. A chance for the Giants to put a big number on the board here. 2-0 to Posey. Swing and a miss.
That's another changeup. Sanchez will run it up to 96 miles an hour, but he throws a hard changeup. Bottom just falls out of it. A lot like Devin Williams' changeup. Maybe not quite as good. Not many guys do have as good a changeup as Williams, but it's a good one, as we saw right there.
Infield in. Another changeup. 2-2.
And it almost acts like a split. Looks like a fastball out of the hand. Buster asking if that's a strike. Absolutely, it's a strike. Now you got to just look for that pitch up in the zone.
I don't think he's going to get it. Not by design.
No, he's got to make a mistake with it. And if he does, don't miss it.
From 2-0 to 2-2. Posey got it again, and it was a good one.
Yeah, after those first two changeups that he threw Buster, didn't look like he had a feel for it, but Pena made him stick with it, and he's thrown 3 really good ones to Buster.
Another 2-2. Posey takes low.
Wow, what a take. Well, we said it last night. If it's low, you let it go. But it is tough to lay off a pitch like that with 2 strikes. Fortunately, that's the 6th changeup that Buster's seen in this at bat, so he's starting to recognize it a little bit better.
Nowhere to put him. Bases loaded, nobody out, and a 3-ball 2-strike count to Posey. Here it comes. Buster on the ground, and it gets through into center field. Estrada scores. Wade right behind him. He scores. It's 4-2. Still no outs.
And he stuck with the changeup. Buster didn't hit it hard, but with the infield in, it makes you a lot better hitter when you put the ball in play on the ground. He stayed up the middle of the field. You see the changeup once again. It's down where he wants it. Buster just gets enough. Hits it just hard enough up the middle of the field to get through. Couple RBI. That's a big knock for Buster and for this club.
Well, a lot good and a little bit lucky. And it's an at-bat where the Giants have had a hard time at times here recently getting the bat on the ball. And those are some nasty pitches. So Posey makes it 4-2 with Crawford coming up. We'll see what the Brewers want to do here.
Well, you'd like to add on here.
Oh, for sure. And they have a great chance to do it. The Brewers have the left-hander up in the bullpen, so I don't know if they're just purely stalling for time here or what. Perdomo, the left-hander. Harlan Garcia gets up in the Giants' pen. The possibility now is pretty good that the pitcher's spot will come up here in the 10th inning for the Giants. All right, so they stick with the right-hander. Fastball outside. Amazing he never threw a fastball to Posey.
Not one. 7 straight changeups. And after the first 2, they were all quality changeups.
They were.
Buster saw enough of them where he was able to put it in play. When you put it in play, good things can happen.
Chris Bryant on deck in the dirt with a changeup. 2-0 to Crawford. Brandon's had 2 more hits in this game. 2 for 4. And you are absolutely right. Don't settle for just the 2 runs. Giants have done a good job actually in this streak of playing much better in extra innings. They lost last night, but they have had some bigger innings in extra innings. And they've sort of put the game away. 2-0 down the left field line. And that should be plenty deep enough. Taylor makes a catch, tagging from third. Belt, even not moving real fast. Belt scores. 5-2 Giants.
Great swing of the bat by Brandon Crawford. You're just trying to get something in the air, get a sac fly, get yourself another run, add-on run, and had the count leverage to do it. The 2-0 count. It's a good pitch. Doesn't try to pull it. Just goes with the pitch. Quality.
That makes a difference. Still only 1 out. That's the first out here in the 10th. And what that does to me also, that makes the Brewers really pay for the intentional walk. The intentional walk turns into a run. You like to do that. Bryant takes a slider.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting that they did that. Obviously, Buster, they're trying to get the double play, but you're pitching to Buster Posey. I mean, he's clutch. And the splits are reversed with Sanchez. He actually gets lefties out better than righties.
Well, the Giants still have to get 3 outs. This game's a long way from being over. But the remarkable win on Thursday in a much different way, down 4-0 going into the 9th inning. But here tonight, the Giants down to their final out. Fly ball right field, deep, but still catchable and not caught. And now here we are in extras.
There's a few times this year we've said, you know, that doesn't normally happen, you know, and it just may be that it's the Giants' year.
Well, and also, I tell you what else it is. The Giants have only given up the 2 runs. It's a bullpen day, and Aaron Sanchez only gave them 2 innings, got 6 outs. That's it. And they have just pitched since then to keep this team in the game and give them a chance. Low, 3-1.
Yeah, they've been phenomenal. A lot like last night. You know, Logan Webb did a great job of just keeping it a one-run game for a while. The Giants were able to get the home run and tie it up, and then the bullpen did a nice job until extra innings. They've been holding down the fort last month of the season. They've been really good.
In the very best Giants seasons in the last decade, often it was one guy or a couple, but the Giants usually had like a secret weapon, whether it was Yusmeiro Petit or Guillermo Mota, where they could just hang around games. It's a little more of a team effort this year. Got the call, 95 on the outside corner, but you give yourself a chance to come from behind when you don't let a game get out of hand.
And that's how come, when we talked about earlier how they've been beating good pitching, good teams, is that they hang around, get to the bullpen, find a way to scrap out a run or two, and they usually win those games.
3-2 to Bryant. Foul back out of play. Chris Bryant's had another good game. 2 hits plus a walk. He scored a run. He scored the tying run in the 9th inning. He got that rally started with the leadoff single. He's made a couple really nice defensive plays. And this is the first week for Chris Bryant in a Giants uniform. He's made a major impact. Three-two. In the dirt, ball 4. He's on base for the 4th straight time. Draws another walk.
Another quality at bat. You always wonder when a guy comes over to a new team how he's going to fit in, how he's going to settle in. Like, he has never played for a team other than Chicago. That's all he knows. And you come over to a new team and you just want to fit in, and a lot of times you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be really good right away, because that's the expectation coming into it. He's fit right in.
Yes, he has. So new pitcher coming in, Perdomo. Giants have scored 3 in the top of the 10th. Looking for more. We'll be back right after this. Back-to-back extra inning games between the Giants and the Brewers. Giants looking for their 70th win of the year tonight. They're 69-41. The Brewers, no slouch, 66-44. Giants have gone ahead here in the 10th with 3 runs in, still only 1 out, and the new pitcher is the left-hander Angel Perdomo.
Yeah, he's on for the 18th time this year. He's 1-0 with a 6.32 ERA. Bunch of strikeouts though, and only 15 2/3 innings pitched. Lefty's only hitting 100 off of him. He's a tall kid, throws hard, forcing fastballs up to 96. His slider, 2-pitch guy, and has the longest legs in the big leagues.
He does. I mean, his belt is 5.5 feet above ground level. Yastrzemski against Perdomo. First pitch swing. Yastrzemski last time up hit a ball hard right to the outfield defense. That was the play we were saying, man, the Brewers outfield defense is so dang good. And then 2 hitters after Yastrzemski did that. Tommy La Stella hit a fly ball to the wall in right that wasn't caught. It tied the game. It set up extra innings. The Giants are now ahead 5-2. That one hooked out toward Garcia. I think he's going to get this one. Man, the Brewers fans, Garcia's been a really good player for them. Some sarcastic cheers. 2 down. And you do have the pitcher's spot here, and the Giants will use a pinch hitter. So I think Gabe Kapler was thinking about it, because Tyler Rogers needed what, 9 pitches? Not even.
No, 7 pitches he threw in the 9th inning.
So I think he was at least considering that possibility, but he'll use Austin Slater against the lefty. It's a good matchup, a chance to add on, and Harleen Garcia is going to be the guy for the bottom of the 10th.
Yeah, I like this move. You have a chance right here to Austin Slater can get a hit, at least 1 run, a home run. You have 8-2 lead. Take a chance at some add-on runs. Still feel confident with Garcia in a 3-run lead.
Yeah. Posey at second, Bryant at first, 2 down, 3 runs in. Now time. Brewers will have the 9-1-2 spots due up. Their catcher Pena, at least as it stands, is the automatic runner who will start in scoring position for the bottom of the 10th. Off the inside. There's a strike. Slater's had more pinch hit at bats than anybody on the Giants team. This is his 30th pinch hit at bat of the year. He's got a couple pinch hit home runs.
Well, he's got the matchup that they want. Slater facing a lefty.
Again, time, and they call the balk. Not time. The balk against Perdomo. So that helps. Now with Posey's speed, you do worry with some good arms in the outfield. Even with 2 outs running on contact about a play at the plate. Now a base hit is going to score an extra run for the Giants. See if they can take advantage of that. Two 2-1. That's high.
That's a good take. It's where Perdomo likes to live, the top part of the zone. He's got some good carry on that fastball up in the zone, but as a hitter you have to be disciplined enough to lay off of it, and they're going to walk him.
Yeah. So in a 3-1 count, they don't want to mess with Slater after the balk. The intentional walk, second one issued of the inning, brings up Tommy La Stella. And the thing about La Stella in these at bats, we mentioned how he has hardly had any at bats this year against lefties, but he's so good at staying in the strike zone. He forces a pitcher to come in.
Yeah, he may not get hits off the lefties, but he puts together a solid at bat, can work the count. There's nowhere to put him either.
Strike one with the breaking ball. That does not bother Tommy in the least. He got credit for the triple in the 9th inning. But a ball that could have and probably should have been caught. That one popped up. Adames from shortstop. 3 runs is going to have to be enough for the Giants. As we go to the bottom of the 10th, Gabe Kapler is going to make some moves here. It'll be Garcia coming in. 5-2 Giants, 3 outs away from a win. Giants have a chance for quite a win tonight in Milwaukee. 3 outs away, bottom 10. The Brewers will start with that runner at second base, but the Giants got 3 across in the top of the 10th inning. It's 5-2. And the magic of having Chris Bryant on your team, Giants do a lot of maneuvering defensively, bringing in the new pitcher Garcia. So there he is. Arlene, who was on the mound when the game ended last night. He pitched in the bottom of the 10th and faced just the 1 hitter and gave up the hit to Tellez that ended it. He's got a little more cushion here tonight.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more relaxed coming into this game with the 3-run lead and not being tied in the bottom of the 10th. So he's been throwing the ball great. 38 games this year, 3-3 with the 2.63, 46 strikeouts and 41 innings pitched. I think he's feeling pretty confident right now, getting this opportunity. Doesn't look too riled up.
So the Giants defensively, Wade goes to left. Here's, and again, the point we were making about Bryant. Bryant comes back into the infield from the outfield again to third. Estrada stays into play second. Slater will go to center. Yastrzemski moves to right, and Wade goes to left. Yeah, just that.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Just how many different positions everybody on this team can play.
Pena starts at second. Urias will hit for the Brewers against Jarlin Garcia. Strike one. And for Jarlin, I mean, I think when you have that 3-run cushion, I know it must be harder than just saying it, but you have to disregard that runner at second base.
Doesn't mean anything. Hey, it's not an earned run anyway.
It's true. It isn't.
You got to almost pretend like he's not there. Focuses on the hitter.
There he is to center field. Slater all the way back. Slater looking up. It's off the wall. Gone. Above the wall. And now the lead is 1. To straightaway center field.
Well, he got ahead with the changeup and then threw the fastball. Urias coming off the bench. Good fastball hitter. Got one up. Not ideal, but the bases are clear. It's like now you're coming into a game with a 1-run lead. See the fastball up. Urias goes out, gets extension, and hits it out to the big part of the ballpark.
Yeah. So now Wong against Garcia. Fastball. And this is where Jarlin Garcia, who really, you said it, he's been great for the Giants, but he's got to bear down. Giants scored 3 runs in the top of the 10th. Their bullpen is basically out of gas. You got no safety net behind Jarlin. Change up. 1-1 to Wong.
No, this is where he's got to be at his best. The best version of Jarlin Garcia we've seen this year has got to come right now.
5-4. On the ground to short. Crawford throws him out. 1 away. That's big. Maybe that'll help. Not that Jarlin Garcia ever looks really flustered on the mound, but maybe that can help him settle in here.
No, he's got ice in his veins, but you know, you still have to go out there and get guys out. And had Wong got on with nobody out, you got a guy that can steal a base with speed at first. You have to worry about the runner a little bit. And now he can just get his focus back on getting Willy Adames out.
2 guys coming up here with power. Adames and Escobar, both whom were acquired mid-season. Adames a while ago. He's got 19 home runs this year. Breaking ball, not real close. Looked like a pretty comfortable take for Willy Adames. A double and 4 at bats. Much better breaking ball there.
Yeah, I like that pitch to Adames. I like the slider, the breaking stuff coming into Adames more than I like it going away from him. Does a nice job of staying up the middle of the field to the other way. I like the slider coming in, the fastball inside.
One and 2.
That's some good movement right there. That was 93 running away from Adames. See, Buster was set up with the glove at the top of the zone. Garcia threw it right where he wanted to.
One and 2 to Willy Adames. That one hit to center field and deep. Slater back. It is gone. And the Brewers have tied the game. I don't believe it.
Well, outside of Rowdy Tellez, he's been Mr. Brewer since he's become a Brewer. He's gotten big hit after big hit for this club. Maybe none bigger than that one right there since he's been in Milwaukee.
What a gut punch to the Giants after they scored 3 runs.
Well, you felt pretty safe. You even felt better when he got 2 strikes on Adames. Thought maybe he'd try to bury a breaking ball to strike him out, get him to chase. But he threw the one pitch he couldn't throw. That was a mistake fastball.
Well, the game's not over yet. It's only tied. Escobar takes the changeup low. Back-to-back outings in extra innings where Arlene Garcia has not been at his best. And the Giants, I mean, they really don't have anywhere else to turn.
No, they're short. They don't want to use McGee. If they have to, they will, but they really don't want to use him, and that's it. This is it. Garcia's the last guy.
Well, they're talking through, I'm sure, some scenarios here. Garcia didn't know that time had been called. Garcia's on his own planet right now.
He's shell-shocked.
He had no clue.
He had Adames right where he wanted to, and just could not make that put-away pitch.
One and two.
Well, you got to keep your focus if you're Arlene Garcia. Escobar, like you mentioned, has 24 home runs. He can leave the ballpark too, and then that'll end the game. So you really have to bear down and make pitches here, keep it a tie game, and give your team a chance.
Got him. 2 down.
I think that's what he was trying to do to what he would have liked to have done to Willy Adames.
Well, the pitch you're talking about in a 2-strike count.
That's just not, you know, that's right in his wheelhouse. He wants the ball middle away. That's where he likes to get. That's where he likes the fastball. He wants to get extended. If you're going to throw the fastball 2 strikes there, you got to come in off the plate, or you got to bury a slider like we just saw him do to Escobar.
That was no cheap home run.
I guess his quad's feeling okay now, huh?
Yeah.
Counts is probably saying, "Hey, aren't we glad?" Well, Adames is probably telling Counts, "Aren't you glad you kept me in the game?" He had to talk his way back in the game. He was coming out.
Ball 1 to Garcia. Well, you know, he would love to come through here after the defensive miscue that set the whole thing up in the first place. That was no cheap home run from Willy Adames.
No, the way that Slater was sizing it up, he thought maybe he had a shot, but no chance.
I mean, Arlene Garcia, he is going to be asked if the Giants can somehow get to the 11th inning. He's going to be asked to pitch the bottom of the 11th, I think.
Well, maybe.
You don't have, if you don't want to use Jake McGee, you don't have any other options.
Yeah, but you may have to use him if you get in another save situation. If you can score a couple runs, and you can score a run in the top of the 11th, maybe forced to use him.
2-1. Brewers this whole time have had their bullpen working. I think it's Sal Romano who's been warming up for Milwaukee. Two down, bases empty, but 3 runs in to tie the game. To third, backhanded by Bryant, and his throw is just in time. Well, the Giants did not want to play in the 11th inning, but they will. Estrada, Wade, and Belt are coming up 5-5 onto the 11th.
It's the Mets and the Giants at Oracle Park. New York Mets visit the Giants for a 3-game series, August 16th through the 18th. The Monday and Tuesday games are at 6:45, and then the midweek day game at 12:45. So get tickets to the New York Mets series and all Giant home games at sfgiants.com/tickets. And 5-5, top of the 11th. New pitcher for the Brewers, Sal Romano, on for the 17th time. No wins, no losses, 4.70 ERA. 23 innings pitched. Lefty's hitting 195, righty's 294. Just came over from the Reds. Another acquisition for the Brewers.
Yeah, we've seen him before. So the Giants have to dig deep here and somehow find a way in a gut punch kind of game. I mean, the Giants, and for the Giants, the Brewers are kind of in the same spot where they've had all these extra inning games. They had one against Pittsburgh just a few days ago, but of course so did the Giants in Arizona. So the Giants have had 3 extra inning games in a row. Austin Slater is the automatic runner. So Slater will run because you use the double switch to get Listella out of the game. So you're not forced in extra innings to use a pitcher as a runner. That is a little bit of an advantage. I mean, Austin's the fastest Giants runner. You got Estrada, then Wade, then Belt due up. 5-5 in the 11th. First at bat of the day for Thairo Estrada. He ran for Wilmer Flores as the automatic runner in the 10th inning and scored that go-ahead run.
I'm glad you're following all this. It's tough to keep track.
I mean, it's a little complicated with the extra inning rules, with the rosters, the maneuverings. 0-1 from Romano. Thairo Estrada, I mean, one thing about Thairo, he's been up in a lot of spots like this in his limited big league time, and he never looks flustered by the moment. He never looks like the moment's too big for him.
No, he looks the part. He's a big leaguer.
That slider caught a lot of the strike zone. 1-2.
Yeah, Romano just a 2-pitch guy. 2-seam fastball, slider. Can run it up to 97 miles an hour. He's got a good fastball. But he likes to use that slider a lot to right-handed batters. We've already seen it 3 straight pitches to Thairo.
That one right past Romano. It will move Slater to third. Wong throws him out.
Good at bat. Hit the ball hard back up the middle with 2 strikes. Good approach. Get Slater over. You'd ideally like to see a couple runs this inning, but
yes,
one's better than none.
One is a lot better than none. Monway Jr., who had one of the biggest hits of the game for the Giants. I mean, to me, in the extra inning scenario, when you get that runner at second, if the first guy to come up gets a hit, it's huge. And Wade did that to build that rally. Infield comes in for the Brewers. Good speed at third and Slater. Ball 1 to Wade. Giants still have Kurt Casale available on the bench as a position player. One and one. Just a marathon game here tonight.
Yeah, you got down to 1 position player and 1 pitcher in your bullpen. You're only in the 11th inning.
1-2.
Craig Counsell set up a little bit better than the Giants. He still has 3 guys on his bench. But they're down to 3 pitchers in their bullpen, although they've stayed away from Devin Williams, so maybe just 2.
Well, they stayed away from Boxberger also. They didn't want to use him tonight, apparently. 1-2. Wade, that high fastball. Got a piece of it.
I said that Romano came up from the Reds. He didn't. He was claimed off the waivers from the Yankees, but he did start the season with Cincinnati.
Yeah. And that's where the Giants have seen him before. He's huffing and puffing on the mound. Wade, base hit right field. Lamont Wade comes through. Slater scores. Giants back ahead 6-5. Lamont and extra innings. Really, Lamont and late game situations. It's a nice marriage.
Oh, he's been so good. He's had great at bats all night. He struck out his first at bat, and after that, he's hit the ball hard every time he's been up. And another solid at bat right there. Another 2-strike at bat, where he ends up barreling a ball on the drawn in infield. Smokes it between first and second, gets himself an RBI.
So now Belt, who was walked intentionally in the 10th. Low, ball 1. Belt's home run got the Giants on the board back in the 4th inning. Brandon Woodruff was awesome as the Brewers starter. The only run he gave up was on that Belt home run. His 13th of the year. How about number 14 here?
Ooh. That'd be nice. It usually takes Brandon Belt a while to get going after he comes off of an injured list stint. But he seems to be locked in.
Yeah.
He didn't get a ton of at-bats in AAA either. I think he only got 12 at-bats.
Not nearly as many as, say, Tommy La Stella, who took a little more time.
But he said he feels like he's ready. His timing was good.
2-1.
He really has ever since he stepped in the box. He's had quality at bats, working walks, getting hits, a couple home runs.
3-1 to Belt.
All right. Well, this would be a good pitch to get number 14. Pretty good chance you're going to get a sinker.
Posey, who looks ready for this game to be over, is waiting on deck. Belt bunted.
Not a big fan of that move.
Man.
3-1 count.
I mean, they're giving him the hit, but still, that's not.
Well, I mean, you're looking at it like this. I mean, you give him the hit, but then it's first and second with 1 out, where you got a count right now where you can do some damage with. It's a sinker ball guy. He throws the ball down in the zone. Got enough power to go out the other way. I would take my chances with the big swing of the bat right there.
At least you just bunted it foul.
Now he's going to get a slider. Nope, shook him off. Another sinker.
3-2 is fouled off. Well, Belt is going to get the day off tomorrow. Tommy La Stella is going to get the day off tomorrow. Buster Posey is going to get the day off tomorrow. The Giants have Monday off. So you try to find a way, see if you can dig deep, pull out a win here tonight, and worry about tomorrow.
Yeah, try to win the game today. That's It's the goal.
3-2. That one is hit deep to right field. Garcia watches it. It's gone. Brandon Belt, his second home run of the night. And the Giants have another 3-run extra inning lead. It's 8-5. Forget about the bunt.
Good thing he fouled off that bunt.
Swing the bat, big fella.
Swing it. That's why you swing the bat, Brandon Belt.
What a bolt that was.
3-2 slider. Ready for it. Fouled off a couple two-seamers and gets a breaking ball down right where he likes it. Gosh, he's so good with the off-speed down in the zone and does not miss that one.
Buster takes ball one. Well, Jake McGee is up in the bullpen, Sean, and I think you were right in that if the Giants could get in a position where they were feeling good about their chances to get a win, you use McGee for a third day in a row. If it had stayed tied, say, maybe Harleen Garcia goes back out there.
Yeah, it's good to see that he is up and throwing. I mean, you feel pretty confident with him. And they have used him 3 days in a row. This wouldn't be the first time all year. They just try to stay away from that, right?
They really don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And McGee was the one guy early in the year when they used him a lot, the stuff diminished.
Yeah.
But he's been so good. And you know he wants the ball here. I mean, I guarantee you he's been saying, I can pitch. Posey, base hit, right field.
It's a good hitter. It's a good hitter. Keep it going. Get greedy.
His second extra inning hit. Still only one out. I mean, one thing, you can't blame the Giants offense, but they did have a chance in the 10th inning for even more than the 3 runs, and they didn't cash any more in. Now again, that is not to say that the Giants offense failed. They got a 3-run lead, but anything extra you could get here.
Well, after you just saw what you saw in the 10th inning,
exactly,
you want to get as many runs as you can. I'm sure Cap would be okay with another 3 runs. Just has one of those one of those games that has that feel, just that back and forth. Until you really put the game away, you don't feel comfortable.
So now Brandon Crawford, who hit a sac fly in the 10th to drive home a run, also has 2 other hits in the game. Top of the Giants lineup tonight has been great. I mean, really all of them. Wade, Belt, Posey, Crawford, Bryant.
11 hits combined with those guys.
Plus walks and sac flies and line drive outs. Just a lot of terrific at bats.
He just took them all in at bat to get it going. Woodruff retired the first 9 batters he faced tonight, and then they made it difficult on every pitcher that came in.
They did. Chopper fair. I'll get the out at first. Posey to second. Chris Bryant will come up again. Buster saying, why'd you have to hit that home run?
I mean,
come on, man.
For real. You were supposed to be out of the game in the 3rd inning. Your quad hurt. Counsell came out, tried to take you out of the game, and you stayed in.
Chris Bryant on base 4 of 5 times tonight. And all of them in big spots. Early it was against Woodruff when the Giants were trying to get to him. That one is hit hard to right center field. This one is gone off the wall. Not a home run. Off the wall. Bryant into second. Posey scores. It's 9-5. And the camera got me. My apologies.
And Lorenzo Cain got you too. He didn't even move.
Cain beat me a little bit.
You got caned on that one.
So Bryant doubles in Posey. It's 9-5.
I thought it was gone off his bat. He's got a lot of power to right center. He squared that ball up. It's a hanging breaking ball, smokes it the other way, goes with the pitch, and like you said, Lorenzo Cain didn't even move. I think Cain thought it was out. Garcia plays it off the wall.
Giants will take it, the double. Now Yastrzemski comes up. Chris Bryant, huge game.
I think we're going to like him as a Giant.
Well, he's made a mammoth impact already. He's been here a week. This finishes his first full week in a Giants uniform. He had a home run in his first Giants game. He had really the two big hits, he and Lamont Wade, in the extra inning miracle win in Arizona. Now another huge game in this one.
I think he's felt comfortable from the moment he walked into that clubhouse. I just feel like that he liked the atmosphere. He just felt like he fit right in. And you know, you hear him talk. He loves the at-bats that these Giants hitters put up there. He's inspired by it.
That one, Romano will make the play to first. So this time the Giants will try to protect a 4-run extra inning lead. Brandon Belt with the home run. He hooked it over the right field wall. That one was definitely gone. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Giants with a 9-5 lead. Well, this has been, we've had a season of crazy games, but this has been one of the craziest. 9-5 Giants over the Brewers, bottom of the 11th. And the Giants do bring Jake McGee in. So McGee, who was told before the game that he wasn't going to pitch, but circumstances change. So Jake McGee will try to get the final 3 outs. Giants had a 3-run lead in the 10th inning. Remember, it all started back in the 9th. The Giants were down to their final out. They had a fly ball that looked like it might be the final out of the game, and it wasn't caught in right field. That allowed them to tie. Then they went ahead 5-2. Brewers with 2 home runs in the 10th tied it up, and the Giants answered with 4 of their own in the 11th. So in extra innings, the Giants have scored 7 runs. Garcia starts at second. McGee, for the 3rd straight day, takes over. The Giants have now used everybody who's not a starting pitcher on the mound in this game. Sanchez, Jackson, Alvarez, Littell, Watson, Leone, Rogers, Garcia, McGee.
They emptied it. Last man standing right here, Jake McGee. Like you said, they didn't want to use him, but they had to.
Ball 1 to Rowdy Tellez.
They actually didn't have to. Garcia's spot didn't come up. He could have come back in the game. But when you're going to get McGee up in the bullpen, you might as well bring him in. There's no sense in getting him hot. And
I think that's true.
Sit him down.
1-0. Well, and one thing that I imagine is not easy about this. Now, probably since the game got weird about a half hour ago, McGee's at least been thinking about the possibility of actually getting in this game. But, you know, for him, he was told before the day. I'm not saying he wasn't paying attention to the game or doing his stretches or whatever, but this was going to be an off day for him.
Yeah, it's a different routine altogether for him, knowing that he's not going to pitch, come to the ballpark that day, how you go about things.
That one is hit to right. Yastrzemski, just enough room out there, 1 away.
Oh, a rare slider.
It worked.
It did work. It was actually a pretty good slider. Took the sting out of Tellez's bat. He was out front. Kind of caught it toward the end of the bat. But yeah, I think it messes with your routine a little bit. You know, when you have a chance to pitch that day, you may go about business a little bit different when you get to the yard, as far as maybe what you do running wise, lifting wise, just your prep. And if you're not going to pitch that day, it's maybe different.
Strike 1. I mean, it's a good point you make. It's very possible Jake McGee did a hard workout today. Like, you know, hey, today's my conditioning day. I'm not going to pitch. I'm going to get after it a little bit.
Yeah. We're not quite sure what he does on those days. It'd be a good question to ask him if we ever had a chance to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that's exactly what he did, but
it's definitely different. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's different than the days that he has a chance to pitch. But he's a veteran. He'll figure it out.
Well, I imagine the Giants are going to need to find some sort of reinforcement for tomorrow. Got him swinging 97. Well, he looks pretty good, doesn't he?
Yeah, use him tomorrow. What are you talking about?
2 down, 1 out away from a win.
97 up in the zone with 2. You kidding me? Tired? That was gas. Might have been his best pitch he's thrown in 3 days.
He's thrown a lot of good ones, hasn't he?
Yep.
So 2 outs. And the last chance for the Brewers is Lorenzo Cain. Runner at third. Right there, strike 1. Tomorrow afternoon, Johnny Cueto. How many pitches do you think Johnny can give the Giants? 170?
I think he's going to have 150. I think that'll be his pitch count tomorrow.
Brett Anderson for Milwaukee. Both teams may make some roster moves before that game. We'll see. It isn't quite as easy when you're a long way from home like the Giants are.
No. I have to get him from Sacramento or Richmond somewhere, but yeah, it's not that easy. Littell had a tough time getting over here.
0-2. Giants 1 strike away from a win. McGee. That one flipped out to shallow center, and the game goes on. Run comes in to score. Cain with the base hit. 9-6 Giants.
Well, they're not going to go away easy. That's why they're a good team. I mean, we see it with the Giants all year too. They're playing baseball to the last out. 2-strike pitch to Cain. He just fights it off. Flares it into center field. Now you want to try to avoid the one thing from happening. That's the tying run coming to the plate. This is the big at bat right here for Jake McGee.
Pena takes the ball. Long night for the home plate umpire too. Hunter Wendelstadt's been back there for a long time. In this game, we had the game in Anaheim that kept going, but this may be the second longest game of the year for the Giants. 1-1.
That's a good pitch right there. You know he's got a good fastball when getting the swing and miss at the top of the zone. A good carry to that pitch. Not showing any fatigue.
Well, Cain will take second. Giants weren't going to throw there. And why not? If they're giving it to you, why not take it? But once again, the Giants 1 strike away from a win.
And that runner doesn't matter, but it does matter a little bit. You got a guy in second base. You might be able to give location back there. That's the one advantage you do have of having someone at second. So if you're Buster Posey, you just set up a little later.
The 1-2 to Pena. Popped up, and that should do it. Crawford underneath it. And the Giants have another amazing win. Even that one, Brandon Crawford looked down to say, did I actually catch it? Is it really over?
Yes, it is.
You think this team is tough, Sean Estes? This team is tough.
They fight. They grind. We've heard it all year long. The two grinders and resilient. I mean, that really just defines this club. Unbelievable.
Who knew when the tagline "Resilient SF" popped up before the season started that it was going to personify 2021? That was a resilient win for the Giants after a gut punch in the 10th. They win it in the 11th. The final score, Giants 9, Brewers 6. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Post Game Live, presented by Toyota, starting right now.